Yo, let me tell you about the lore. Hello and welcome back to the Season 2 finale of Super Lore Boys. I'm your host, Brad Bellflower, but you can call me Riz0ne. And joining us today, we have an old, young player. He's a Vegeta of this ST scene. I'd like to welcome NorCal's very own Ultracombo. How's it going?
What up?
Yo, congratulations on your recent Genesis 8 win. How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Good.
It's been
ready.
It's been a long time. You've been in the scene now. I can't even call you a youngin' anymore, even though you're the youngest old person or oldest young person. I don't even know anymore. How do you describe your age in the SC scene now?
The OG 09er. Shout out to Josh.
I mean, yeah. I mean, speaking of which, you are one of the 09ers yourself. Somehow, that's when you stumbled upon the SC scene, kind of like around the same time as me, a little bit later. Repping the NorCal scene. I'm gonna have to put you a little bit on the spot here because, as always, we try to get a player card. Try to get some information from our guests, and as much as I asked you, you were unable to provide all that information. I did get your favorite. I did get your favorite games though. So it's SC and Deus Ex. You like chess, Melee. Melee's the GOAT. Yakuza and Super Mario 64, Halo. That's a lot of games, but yeah, you're a gamer. Yeah, you're a gamer. Yeah. I got you.
Bro, there's hella games. You can't. Come on.
I mean, some people they answer with like their favorite genre, or their. But yeah, these are all completely different genres. Have you always been a gamer, or do you consider yourself a gamer?
I mean, I guess so. Yeah.
Do you carry a Switch and you're still playing games, or you do mobile games, or?
Nah, I don't do mobile. I don't play on my phone or anything.
So, how often are you playing games? If since you're considering yourself a gamer.
Maybe a few hours a day. No, 4.
Yeah, you're a part-time gamer then. Not hardcore enough, right. Unless it's ST. But all right, time to put you on the spot. Tell me at least 3 likes. What do you like?
My likes?
Yup. You're supposed to give this to me, bro. I asked you
Oh, why are you making such a big deal out of it? I don't know.
I mean, the people want to know
what I like. I don't know if I should talk about that kind of stuff on here. So
it's not that kind of podcast. Oh yeah, you're right.
I don't know. So I mean, yeah, but besides whatever. I mean, besides the obvious, right? ST. I don't know. I like the same things everyone else likes. I mean, what am I supposed to say? I like eating good food and good music and yada yada. Weird question.
Maybe it's easier to get your dislikes.
Dislikes? Even that, it's I don't know. It's such a abstract thing. It's I don't know. What are you supposed to say to that? You're supposed to rant about something. I don't know. Yeah, I guess there are things in ST that I dislike. I could talk about. But I guess maybe that'll get you more into my head, right? You see the way I see the game. I don't like certain. I don't know. Maybe playstyles or mentalities when people play. I get annoyed easily. That's the thing. I strongly dislike annoying playstyles in fighting games.
All right, at least you gave me something to put on there. I still don't know what I'm going to put for likes. We'll just have to figure that out. So whatever you guys see on the screen now is, I don't know, just...
I like Japanese food.
Okay,
Wagyu, ramen, Japan, everything. And kimonos and but I'm kidding. But...
Yeah, I might have some lore on that.
But yeah, there's a few things.
All right, fair enough. And lastly, your fun fact.
Fun fact? Yeah. I don't remember that. I can't even think of anything like that. What the hell, dude? Fun fact?
Yeah, something that maybe a lot of people don't know. That's oh, that's dope. That's Ultracombo.
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
All right, we're gonna come back to that, but you gotta promise at some point in this podcast, you're like, "Yo, let me tell you a fun fact," and then you'll get into it. So for now, yeah, we'll just have to leave it blank or something. I don't know, whatever. All right, interesting fellow so far. So, all right, so tell me about, it's September 2009. How old are you? How old were you at that time?
How was I? 15.
All right, so you're 15 years old, and you stumble upon Super Turbo. How did that happen?
No.
All right, so tell me. So what happened exactly?
I think the first time I played Street Fighter 2 was randomly at a GameStop, like when I was a kid. I got popped, and then I found it again, but not ST. I found Street Fighter 4. That's why I'm a real 09er, because that's how everyone came to fighting games in 09 was Street Fighter 4. Okay. So I got it on my PS3, and then I was just like mashing pretty much like a spammy Cammy, like a spammy Cammy. Like I literally, like I would play on Wi-Fi on my wireless PS3 controller, and like
that's the worst possible PS3 Wi-Fi.
And I would just like, this is like the first month of me playing it. Like I was just like, oh, Street Fighter, it's cool. And then I got it, and I was like, yo, and I got online and I played people, and I'm like, it was just fun playing people, even though it was laggy as hell. Like obviously, and I was just literally mashing inputs, like literally spamming uppercut drill, or whatever. It was bad, right? And then eventually I actually was like, all right, I'm gonna learn how to play. And I played Akuma, learned some combos, and then I got a stick. I got a cheap stick, and then with that, I was like, I found out you could plug it into your computer, and then I found out about GGPO, and then that's how I found out about like ST and stuff.
So when you
old games,
I think a lot of people from our era had that same kind of thing where they just played online and they found out, you can actually get like fight sticks, and they learned about GGPO and just started playing on there. So at that time, were you just kind of logging on and playing people and talking shit, like? Yeah, was that it? You're just one of the young guys, and you always held a grudge or something? I don't know. This is before I knew you, so like I knew about you. And
God, the GPO days, dude. That's so like, because I've been playing for a while, like, so 2010, 2011, those were like the 2012, I think also, those were like the GGPO days, I think. When did it come? I think it switched to Fightcade in 2013 or so, 2014.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I remember the GGPO era specifically because it was a different experience. The chat was way worse. There were more players. And it felt like the connection was better. And I think it's just because of not the connection, but like the emulator was better or something. Like Windows XP just ran the whole thing better. Yeah, Fightcade's pretty good now though. But for a while it wasn't as good, and it was actually pretty good for like 2010, 2011. So I leveled up a lot, and then I went to actual tournaments. That was cool too.
All right, so before all of that, before we even talk about your first tournament, so as a kid, maybe you played like on the SNES or whatever, but it was really so Street Fighter 4 was initially, that was like your first experience with Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, that's all right. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, you're definitely one of the young bloods, so I can see that.
Yeah.
So you didn't know about like the Evo scene or the Daigo Parry? Like none of that?
No, I did. I learned about it like pretty quickly, because how did I even learn about all that stuff? I don't even know. Like it was just so easy to find on YouTube and stuff. Like as soon as I found out I could plug my stick, I found the SRK forums and stuff. Actually, I think I just found it from like talking to someone online. Like they were just really popular back then, the SRK forums, and then that's kind of just learned everything from there.
Hey.
See, I knew about Moment 37 and all that stuff, those videos.
And who did you befriend early on? Because you know there's always someone that shows you the ropes. Like, oh yeah, like this is, you know, the optimal fight stick, and this is this person.
No one taught me that.
So you just straight up lone wolfed it the entire time?
Yeah.
That's some stuff. I mean, that's pretty impressive, you know, considering that you got into fighting games really late without like any understanding of it, and then just playing online, you're able to, you know, level up to where you are right now. What was your first gamer tag?
It was always Ultracombo. That's why it was. I came up with it when I was like 12 from playing KI on my Nintendo. KI Gold, bro, on N64.
Damn. So, did you ever want to like change your tag, or you kind of like screw it, I'm Ultracombo forever?
Yeah, kind of, but I don't care because it's like I've used the name for so long. There's no way you can change it. Yeah.
I mean, you can, because there's Muck. You know, there's.
Yeah, that's, you can use Muck. I mean, that's kind of why it exists, I guess, because it's better than saying Ultracombo or UC or something.
So what's Muck? I mean, what is a Muck?
It's just Mexican Ultracombo.
Okay, and then there's what's Anikatu? I never actually learned that one, so.
Really?
Yeah, I think it had something to do with Kotaka Shoten or something.
No, don't say that. That's just my guess, but I don't know if I should mention that. Yeah, you know what? I'll do it.
Yo, tell all the lore. What is it?
For the legend. Well, that's my guess. So, one of the GGPO guys I played with back in the day was the Japanese players, because back then, I don't know if it's because I'm just a better player now, or it's connections, or my connection I had like where I lived then was better. I'm not sure what it is, but like back then it was playable against the Japanese, like GGPO. Nowadays I feel like it's too laggy. I don't know. But yeah, so there's a Japanese player named, he had a bunch of names, and Anakata was one of his older names. And I think he played Sagat on GGPO under that name, but it was actually like, I think it was Kotaka. And I'll tell you why I thought it was him. But basically this guy, he had that handle. He had, like, I don't want to like call him out like, oh, I'm exposing Kotaka and all his old alts or something, but I guess that's what I'm doing, right? He had Kaminoya, Hentai Kaminoya, Tweety Bird. He had like a few like, but he was basically just this good ass Guile player, right? And it could have been anyone because like he's a Guile player, right? But he was like really good, and he was always talking about Shinzui, right, in the chat. And he was always telling me, "Oh, you're Shinzui." It was like really funny. And basically, we played a lot of matches and got Guile, and he just would destroy me, of course. But like, I learned a lot, and like, it was really fun. Just, you know, that matchup is a grind. And my guess that it's him is because the guy was really good, and he's the only one who's ever talked about stuff like Shinzui or whatever.
I remember one of the times I went to Japan, I told you about it, and you were like, "Yo, can you ask Kotaka if he's Hanikatu?"
He's gonna deny it.
So you asked me, right? I'm like, "All right, cool." So you know, I go to GameStop Versus, I see Kotaka, we play some games. After the game, so I go to him like, "Hanikatu?" He's like, "What?" I was like, "Are you Hanikatu?" And he looked at me all puzzled, like either puzzled, like how does he know, or puzzled, like what the hell's an Hanikatu? So sorry, I couldn't really get the answer to that one for you, but yeah, I was not sure.
If it wasn't him, it was some guy who was obsessed with Kotaka then or something, who was also really good at Guile, who also had similar interests and talked about stuff like that. I don't know, but I don't want to get into it.
Well, sorry. Much. One last thing, like what's Shinzui?
So Shinzui means, you know, it's, well, you don't know, but it's basically, it means essence in Japanese, which means that like the way a character plays or a player plays is like the true essence of the game, like no cheese or whatever, nothing dirty. Basically all like solid play, no like cheap mix-ups or setups or like supers or blah blah blah, whatever, right? Like that's considered a Shinzui character or player. So that's That's pretty much what that means.
Okay.
But it's kind of like a meaningless thing, but also makes sense.
All right, and then I had one more, I guess, name to ask you about, since we were just talking about your gamer tag all this time. Who's Matt Krause?
I have no idea. So basically, on the esports site, some random esports site that I don't know where they pull the data from tournament results. They just pull like data and winnings or whatever, and I guess they pulled my name as that. And I don't know where the hell that name comes from, Matt Krause.
but you're like published in some like newspaper or some shit, right? I remember what's his
What?
name? Didn't Sean say like somewhere in Texas there was like an article about like the tournament that happened in Spring Series and your name was
that's right, but that's just because the newspaper pulled the data from that site or whatever, the same source. But yeah, but that's basically, I don't know. I have no idea where the name comes from.
Yeah,
it's funny though.
Yeah, that's some other lore that I'll have to hunt down someday to try to find out like who wrote the article on that. Maybe it was that DJ player you beat at that Spring Series tour.
Here's the thing. The article, I'm pretty sure that newspaper article just printed whatever the hell they got from the website, is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they like can check who this person was or something. Like, it could just be like a random person, who knows.
I don't know, I'm still gonna look into that and maybe, you know what, I'm gonna have to ask Sean if he has a copy of that article anyway. I just think it's funny.
It is funny.
Because we joked about like, oh, Matt Krause is the mature version of Ultracombo, the one who's, kind of seen the light and grown up or something. Like that was your alter ego or some shit.
That's funny.
But anyway. Alright, so you're 15 years old, right? And you find out that there's tournaments in NorCal or tournaments in California. How significant was it that you started your ST journey kind of like the heart of, America's Street Fighter scene? Obviously, it was like NorCal, SoCal was the heart of all Street Fighter, right? So how significant was it that, you started out here?
I guess it's pretty important now that you mention it. I never thought of it like that, but yeah, I mean, there were a lot of good-ass players who were just there, and it was just kind of like regular everyday, not a regular everyday thing, because these tournaments are pretty frequent back then. Before all, even like 2019, I felt like tournaments were kind of like not as frequent as they were. Like, I don't know, I just feel like there were a lot of tournaments back then, and there was like NCR, Super NCR, and like there's all these majors, and guys were always traveling. So
yeah, drop some names. Like who are some players that you were getting to spar with all the time?
Like locally, there weren't too many top players, but guys from SoCal were always coming up, and like the first. Because I remember there were like multiple NCRs, and like there were like 4 NCRs in 2 years or something. And the first one was in 2010, and that was the first one I went to. But that was HD Remix. That was my first actual tournament. I was only there for like a couple hours.
2010?
Yeah, 2010.
Is that the one with Valle?
No, that one's later.
Oh yeah, this is 2011.
That's the first SD tournament I entered.
Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm just gonna play this. Unfortunately, the actual match is missing here, so I'll let the audience guess who Alex Valle is here and who you are, of course.
But what's it called? I like, if you're talking about like having a sparring partner during this time, I didn't have anyone. Like when who the only person I knew at the time was Papasi, I think, really, and he's more like a TO. There were like also what else did I play? Oh, Noun. Shout out to Noun, Nate.
The one who filmed this, of course.
Yeah. Right there, on the video. But we didn't. Yeah, we were all at this tournament. But like, terms of like having like locals, it was mostly it was all GGPO like back then, like 2010, 2011. 2012 is like when I started traveling to LA a lot and playing a lot of those guys. Like in NorCal, a lot of the top players, you know, they were never really active. Like they'll enter the big tournaments, but like it's not like I can just play with Choi or something, you know. I played him like once in 2011. I remember that day.
What happened? Was it also at NCR?
No. That was like that was with Noun. He got the invite from Choi to just come hang out and play. But Posse was there too, and we just played for a couple hours. ST. He was practicing. He was helping Noun practice for a tournament he was gonna go to.
Damn, Choi for the longest been, you know, helping the boys out.
Yeah,
that's pretty sick, man. Like, I don't know. You think about it now, like a new player trying to get into ST. They have resources. Oh. They have resources that we didn't have before, but they can't just, you know. It's gonna be hard for them to find like an OG player that's able to take the time to play against them, except unless it's online. But then online is so much different. I mean, right now, like just looking at this video, you're sitting next to Cali Power, Alex Faye, right? Like, what's going on through your mind? Like, you're not on Fightcade or GGPO. You're fighting. Like, what's going on in your mind, honestly speaking?
Honestly, besides that, but no, sorry. What's it called? I didn't care because I played a lot and I was like, everyone's saying, "Oh God, is broken." So I'm like, okay, so if I play Oga, I should win, right? It's like I was never nervous, you know. It's hard to explain. It was like, because I know my game plan is solid. Like, and I spent all my time just doing the basics, like, you know, like just uppercutting jump ins and throwing time, like really basic, and just trying not to screw it up. That's what I've always been trying to do. So,
I mean, I think you could also owe it to the fact that, you know, as mentioned before, you are the Vegeta of this whole ST thing. So you're like, I'm the, you know, prince of all Sagats. You got the Vegeta hairline out here, you know. All that shit just added up, and I think that naturally you had a confidence as a player, and you know that's also why, like, you know, across all the other American players, you have more W's on Japanese, like significant wins, probably more than any other U.S. player. And obviously, like, you know, it's your play style, it's, you know, it's your skills, but also I think your confidence has a lot to do with it. It looks like you won a round there or something, or won a match.
But I've been shook a lot of times. Like,
when?
So many times. Like, I mean, if I wasn't shook, I would win every tournament, and like I basically never won for years. So, like, it's not that like it's hard. Like, basically, when you're confident, you're just like you think you're gonna win, right? So it's like, even if you're not gonna win, there's just no nerves, so you're not like you can actually play properly, you know. But I've had moments where, like, over the years where, like, I was just like, man, I can't, like, this is too much. Like, these guys are overwhelming me, you know, like especially way back in these days, like the earlier days, basically up until around like 2017, around then is when I really just felt like, okay, I could literally beat anyone in the world. But before, yeah, I would just get outplayed so hard that, like, I have been shook before. That there's no doubt. It's just, I always knew that, all right, eventually I'm gonna get over it and I'm gonna win, because it just makes sense. I don't know.
All right, now, well, you just said something that, you know,
the mental thing, though, you know. Yeah,
but you just said something that you know, a lot of people are not able to say, or don't feel the confidence to saying it's, oh, I could beat anybody in the world. And
yeah, I guess so.
And you know, it brings up a question I was gonna ask later, but I'm gonna just go ahead and get into it now. You know, it's gonna get brought up. You play Old Sagat, right? Old Sagat's a strong character. But on the other hand, you also played new Sagat. And I think the uniqueness to you is you're the only Sagat that I know who plays both. Yondaime used to play N, now he's only old Sagat. You know, Spinal Blood and Yaya, they only played new Sagat. Everyone else only plays old Sagat. But you are the only Sagat player in the world that plays both. How do you do that?
I never thought of it that way, but I guess I thought Yondaime was too, because he'll bust out Engat for fun, I think. But he probably doesn't play it much.
Nah, I don't remember the last time I've seen a new Sagat from him. Not even casuals.
He used it in Japan. He used Engat in Japan when we played him. I saw him play him against Africa Legends before switching. So he'll play every now and then, I think, just for the hell of it. But
you do it in tournament. I'm talking about you're fighting Matsun or Aniken and you're
I guess you're right.
Like that's something that's an Ultracombo trait. You're the only one that can do that. But like, how do you do that? Because like you said, you feel confident that you can beat anyone in the world, and then you also, tone down the strength of your character and pick the new Sagat. So, for ST players, you guys know old Sagat is strong, new Sagat, way less strong. For those who don't know, now you know. Like, how do you juggle both? Like, are you thinking about one of them has a worse Tiger Shot, but the other one has a cross up, or like, how do you balance that?
No.
What are you thinking about?
Yeah, I don't think about it, and because I have two entirely different mental states when I play the characters. They're two different characters almost for me, which is weird because they're like the same character. But like, basically with Ogat, it's just business. It's like it's not fun. It's just like I gotta win, With Engat, it's like I can't. There's no business. Like, he's not a winning character, so I have to you have to go for the creative stuff. So it's a completely different mental way of playing.
So for you, which character do you feel like, resonates with you more? Who represents your mindset better? Even if it's two different mindsets, like which one do you feel like this is my true character?
I don't know. That's hard to say. I'd like to think it's Engat, but like.
But old Sagat gets the W's, right? Like you kind of need it at a certain point.
It's like, at the end of the day, like, if you're playing the game to win, you gotta go with the good Sagat, because this game is full of like killers. Like, you gotta fight all the good characters too. He's cheap, but like, if you gotta win, like, you can't play Engat. Like, it's just I wish it could be done. Like, it's just really hard. Like, it's really, really hard to do that.
Let's talk about balance real quick. Old Sagat, like, in my opinion, sits underneath the major top tiers. So Claw, Dalsim, Chun, Boxer. I'd say he's like the fifth one, maybe. But on the other hand, like, old Sagat like kind of smokes a lot of characters, right? Yeah. So it's really hard to balance that character. So where do you put him in your personal opinion?
I want to say he's top 3, but the thing is, he gets bodied by Claw and Sim. So it's like, that's kind of like a huge, because those are two. I mean, Claws are everywhere, and like, you're getting bodied by Claw. Everyone, I guess, gets bodied by Claw. So Sagat isn't one of the better characters against him, though. Sadly, he's okay, but relative to other characters, like, it's not good. And then Sim, there's not a lot of Sims, but it can just be like a dead end for you, So that's definitely a flaw in the character, because Sagat runs in tournaments for me and for Japanese players have ended with Sim. Like, Yondaime is taking L's to Sim. That Star Cup tournament, he did really well. He got 4th. He almost won.
Right.
His first match was like
KKY, right?
Yeah, 3-0.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I can imagine, because from playing those Sims, KKY, his reactions were really good. So you just react to everything Ogat does. Tough. So yeah, I don't think he's top 3 just because of that reason. I think Claw and Chun are better, and then Sin is better because he's like the same thing but better, and then Ogat. So I would say he's fourth. I would say he's fourth best.
All right, so he's above Boxer for you. That's fair enough. And then
yeah, I would put him above Boxer.
And then what do you think of how does old Sagat fare up in Japan versus in US? Because obviously America has infinite experience against old Sagat. I mean, we're just watching the cam footage of you versus Alex Faye. Choi used to play old Sagat and against old Sagat all the time, and on the East Coast there are a bunch of old Sagat. So even that ended up being a match that I was super comfortable in just because I got so much old Sagat experience playing in New York. Do you feel like we have an edge in Japan, or you have an edge in Japan playing old Sagat?
Well, I feel like some players in America do, who are really know Ogat really well. You mean having I don't know what you mean by having an edge, because it's I feel like I'm gonna win a lot with Ogat regardless.
I mean, you might win because the matchups are bad, but maybe you're kind of beating them a bit harder because they might be lacking experience against old Sagat. I was watching this video about Daigo.
Maybe.
So Daigo was talking about his Street Fighter 4 match with Choi at Evo, where Choi beat him, and then they started talking about ST, and Daigo mentioned, old Sagat was banned or something, and that's the first time that I actually ever heard, because people would post up on forums he's soft banned or whatever, but Daigo straight up said that character, you wouldn't pick him, and that he's stronger than Goki. And I don't know, maybe Daigo's memory's a little bit foggy, so I thought because of that reason, if that is true, then a lot of the Japanese players did not get the old Sagat experience until now more recently. Obviously, there's Daime, Shinoni, and there's a couple other old Sagat players. So, that's what I mean by having an edge, not just the matchup itself, but
I think it's debatable because that's not true. I mean, here's the thing: some people might feel like Sagat should just not be played, and I'm pretty sure a lot of players in Japan do. But a lot of them don't care also. So as long as someone is willing to sit down and play sets with you, then it you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You can learn from it. So I think before they didn't do it, but I think they've labbed it enough. They've played enough to know all right, this is what they know Sagat just as well as we do, pretty much, I would say.
All right, yeah, that's pretty much what I was getting at. I just want to know, since you played a lot of them, in our last journey in Japan, if you felt that they're more caught up now. I think a few years ago, maybe not as much. I mean, in fact, remember Daigo had to switch to Boxer to deal with old Sagat. He wasn't able to do it with his Shoto.
Yeah, back in the day, that was definitely true. But I also think that there's a few players who are just really good, like Choi, really good at Ogat. So he's just really good. So if he's gonna play Ogat, he's gonna be really good. So it's just you gotta pick a top tier to beat Ogat. That's kind of just how it is. So I mean, it doesn't surprise me, because Daigo just picked up Boxer, and then I don't want to say he bodied him, but he kind of did. He won every game. So I guess that's my point, is that they know that they can just pick a top tier, and they understand the math of Sagat. I don't think they're they're not
dumbfounded. Yeah, I got you. All right.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't get to ask you this question, but what made you settle on this character? I mean, if you could go, two-parter. One, how did you get to this character? Two, if you can go back in time, would you start with a different character?
How did I get to Sagat? Okay, so I was playing Street Fighter 4. I was playing Akuma. I learned about ST, and Akuma is banned. Okay, he's a broken character, not a real character. But I like throwing fireballs, so I literally just like, okay, who has good fireballs? And so I play Sagat. But like, when I first played ST, I didn't even have a main. I literally just played like a bunch of characters, just kind of felt them out, like Boxer, Ryu, you know, even Cammy, but that's, you know, silly, kind of. No offense to anyone, but who plays Cammy, but obviously it's very unlikely that you're gonna stick to Cammy long term just because you picked her up, you know, for a month or whatever. When you just started learning the game, like, yeah, I was just rotating characters, old Shotos, and I was just going off of like all the footage I saw, you know, on YouTube, like all the matches, all the because, you know, I don't know if there's a lot of Japanese footage before, but there definitely wasn't until a few years, like, I don't know, mid 2010s, like 2013. Like, I feel like 2010, 2011, this time it wasn't easy to find a lot of matches. I don't know.
You needed the X-Mania DVDs, basically. Like, there was a lot of stuff that you really couldn't get on YouTube or none of that. Yeah, a lot of it was just like you needed to get a copy of X-Mania, SBO, like that kind of stuff.
I just remember, watching a lot of the American stuff. You know, I saw USA versus Japan because I saw all the classics, obviously. I mean, on YouTube, basically everything there was to watch. And so I watched the American stuff a lot. So that's why I played like Old Ken too, and I guess it's probably why I played Old God. Honestly, it's probably because of them.
That's what I'm saying. Like this, you know, you being in the
basically because of Choi and Bae, and like they gave me so much footage to work with. You know, like as an Osagat player.
Yeah, they gave you the blueprint, basically. Yeah,
pretty much. I don't know any other Ogats that I'm missing. I feel like those are the main three. The West Coast Ogats. I mean, they play other characters too, like Ryu. But as obviously a Sagat player, I would watch their Sagat stuff. So yeah, the Japanese didn't play Ogat, so there was no footage of them. There was Muneo.
That was way later though. That was like
that was like
20.
He was like 2010.
Like,
2011.
Yeah, that era for like a year or two, and then he stopped playing basically.
Right. So I remember watching his matches and like I don't even know what to say about it because there wasn't that many, but his matches were like kind of otherworldly, you know.
Yeah, he was solid. I mean, like he had good fireball spacing, zoning, reactions. He was doing stuff like delayed jump low kick to beat Chun's up kicks on wake up and stuff like that. Yeah, he was definitely like developing the character at that time in Japan. And I think, you know, help those players definitely catch up on the matchup. Like obviously, you know, we had Choi beating Nuki at Evo. I think if Muneo also fought Nuki, like Muneo would have won at that time. And I think that, you know, a lot of the players are just underprepared. I mean, we're kind of going on a completely different, you know, path right now with the
what is it? It's the same time period. All this stuff is kind of happening though. Like those are the early days.
Yeah, kind of like just all meshed together. But yeah, speaking of like the, you know, West Coast legends, maybe you can let us know about this match here.
Oh, so you're going to 2012. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna jump.
So that's like a whole. Yeah, that's like a whole. The early years, you know, they're so formative or whatever, right? When you're learning the game, like 2010 was just GGPO, like just all day, just tons of. I think I played you a few times.
Yeah, we must have. Yeah, I used to.
Yeah, I think we played. And then we played Hyper Street Fighter 2, I think.
That is the GOAT game. All right, so this is so which tournament? Which tournament is this? Where you're fighting DGV?
This was the Super Arcade qualifier for TOL. The original Super Arcade.
All right. Hello. Yeah, I'm here, and you're going up against DGV, who, you know, one of the OG Ryus. He has a combo named after him, right? Cross up, short, Shinku.
But Yeah, I went with Noun. We road trip together on this. Good times. We drove down from NorCal. And yeah, I don't know. And then we just played.
Was there anyone at this tournament that was tough for you? Because this is like what?
Yeah, Afro is right there. He destroyed me, Afro.
Oh, is it like top 2 spots got a thing or something?
No, it was actually 2 tournaments, the 2 winners. Okay. And then paper cut. So the funny story here is I couldn't do my deep uppercuts properly on the cab because I wasn't used to playing on cab. So like paper cut, he just hawked me. Like he kept jumping in jab and just throwing me. I was just getting body right. And I think he beat me in both tournaments. He beat me in losers in the first tournament, and then he beat me twice, I think, in the second tournament. I think he beat me like 3 times.
So how'd you qualify, or you didn't qualify?
I didn't qualify.
So you qualified at Evo then?
Yeah, last chance. Yeah, DGB won the second qualifier.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't have the video, but that TOL won, so that was like maybe a few months after this video, and you actually had a run back with DGV, and then I think the score was 3-2 in favor of DGV, if I'm not mistaken.
At Evo, yeah, he beat me 3-2. That was I choked it or something. I must have had it if it was 3-2. That's always my thinking. Every 3-2 set, I lost.
Yeah, it's like a choke.
It always feels that way, yeah. Even if technically the other player was clutch. I don't know. But anyways.
Yeah, I remember because like I was, tuned into the match on and off, and I was just like, wanted you to win. But I just really wanted you to win because I felt more comfortable against an old Sagat than I would have Ryu at the time. But like,
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, had you won in that set, that would have been our first time fighting each other in the tournament.
Yeah, I definitely would have gone to Ryu, probably.
Shit.
But
yeah. My whole path was Ryu's that tournament. Just Ryu and Sagat.
It just wasn't meant to be. I just threw or whatever. I don't know.
It's all good. I mean, this is super early. In your matchup career.
Bro, yeah, losing is always going to be heartbreaking. I mean, that's one thing I've learned. It's that losing sucks, but like also the L's you give people, you can see the pain. So it definitely goes both ways, like it's like basically I feel bad about losing, obviously, but I don't feel too bad is basically. And then when I win, I don't feel too bad for the loser, obviously, but like I just feel like it's all part of it, It's I feel like that's probably the most interesting thing I've seen over the years is when people really want to win, and it's like this guy really wants to beat me, or I really want to beat them, and I obviously losing sucks, but when you take the win, obviously it feels better. But it's just, yeah, I feel like I had a lot of those moments in the early days.
Yeah, so
because I was on the come up,
What's your hardest loss then that you've ever had? And I think what you're trying to say on the come up thing, I'll get back to that after. I have another question for that too. But what's the hardest loss that you ever took?
I think I've taken too many to say any of them were the hardest. Like, I feel like the obvious one will be my set against Yaya in 2019. But
yeah.
Even then, like honestly, my biggest one, I should have gave you the video because this is probably the heartbreaker for me is the top 8 for X-Mania USA at Evo 2014. That one, we were up against a Japanese team, and I played Hanashi, and like I had him, and I won the first round. I was zoning him out, and he was done. Like I was about to kill him. And so he jumps in, and I do stand fierce to anti-air, and his jump jab freaking counters it, right? And so he lands again, and then he does like a chicken wing or something, And then I try and uppercut it, but he does the classic, you know, hit the rising uppercut, and he comboed me to death. And then like I just mentally fell apart after that. It was so bad. That was probably my worst loss because it was on the main stage.
I mean, that was a team tournament.
Yeah.
That's crazy that your biggest loss was a team tournament. I mean, you've always had this reputation of kind of being like, you know, just always like, angry and, you know, the world is against me, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not trying to say that's how you are, but I think like the early perceptions was kind of always like that. Like, you know, you would talk back to people or, you know, like you didn't want to take an L. But now here you are talking about, you know, my biggest loss was me being in a team tournament. So,
all right, okay, well, I'll give you some, like, I honestly, looking back, I don't want to say that because it sounds mean, but like, because my teammates literally, well, one of my teammates didn't do his part, which was paper cut, because he was just hungover as hell the whole day, but he plays Hawk anyway, so like, whatever. I wasn't too, I was like, whatever. Right. So Shoto's beat Noguchi with Old Ken, and he like barely squeaked it out. And I remember that the thing that pissed me the most off about this set is that like I talked to Shoto's all day about it, and like we were talking about this was gonna happen. They're gonna send Noguchi up first, right? The Claw, because he's the Claw, and he's like, because the team was Noguchi, Hanashi, and Kurohashi. That was a team. And like they're gonna send Noguchi to the cheesy claw to try and like get all the quick wins first or something, right? And so we have to send you up first to him with Old Ken, and then they're gonna send up Hanashi to beat your Ken. Like I had it all mapped out for what happened pretty much, and it literally happened. But I screwed up against Hanashi, and I choked the free, like the matchup is so bad, and it was just like I had it, and then And then Papercut was just, you know, he can play. So, I mean, he did play, but like, he was just hungover the whole day, super hungover, which is funny because it's not good to make fun of him, but like, he was my teammate. So I'll make fun of my teammates, I guess.
Yeah.
As a counter to you saying, I'm too nice. Yeah.
See, you always got to find a way. What about your biggest win? Because, you know, like you said, sometimes, you know, you get that feeling and you know that your opponent's not going to feel as good, but like, you know, which win do you feel the most satisfied with, you know, over the course of the last, you know, 15 years or whatever it's been?
Biggest win. Dude, it's too obvious. I don't even know what to say. Like, it's so dumb. Like, come on. It's obviously my set against Anakin. Like, okay. I don't even know. Yeah, like, I don't think there's any other feat I have that should be considered. I guess winning tournaments, like winning Bisonica or something. Or, I have some other tournament wins. Like I beat Eugene a couple times at NCR 2017 with Oga. I was happy with that because it's a bad matchup, you know. But otherwise, those don't even sound like close to like beating Anakin. Like it's just, I know there's a luck factor to it, but like, it's like a mental thing. It's like playing him especially. It's like an experience. So
yeah, I mean he plays like a nut. Like
but like that's the thing. It's like, but like when you play someone like that, you gotta like tune into them, and it's like he's like a roller coaster.
For sure. And actually like I do have that video pulled. That's going to be the very last one because I already knew, and I want to save that for last. In particular, I want to save that story because, you know, I was there the whole time watching, like, in casuals, what happened, and after casuals, and, you know, during the tournament. And, I'd rather save that portion for there, but definitely, like, that's, you know, one of the most impressive wins, especially the way that it all went down. So before we get into that, let's actually check out...
I mean, if you mean like clean tournament win, like, yeah, that has to be it. Like, I mean, I've had matches like probably like in Japan, you know, that I felt like, damn, I played really good here or something, you know. But like those were just like matches, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be like something on the line, basically. So
yeah,
here we have you know, your match against Kamoda at Canada Cup 2018. So, tell me about this match.
I didn't play too well. It's just, the matchup is, you have to like pretty much throw to lose it, which I have once, literally have lost to Blanca one time. I think we all know what that is, when that was.
It was it was what do you call Spring Series? Yeah.
That is my 1L to Blanca. I guess I also lost to Kamoda in the team tournament. I did lose the match to him. But like our team won. It's a team tournament. I lost the game though. But I wouldn't count that as. It's weird because like we won. Like I got carried, but we won. So like I didn't lose, but I lost. It's a weird. Team tournaments are weird.
I think team tournaments are the format though. Oh man, yeah, Kamoda definitely missed some stuff. I mean, at this point, this is Kamoda outside of his prime. Not to say that he's not a beast, because like when we went to Japan, we'll go to Hay, he's like on a 50 win streak or something, right? Like, yeah, obviously he's still a monster, but this is him like out of practice and in a tough matchup. But
yeah, like you have to throw to lose this with Ogat. Like I said, it's really hard for Blanca. So like it might go down to the wire, but 3-2s can mean a lot of things. That's the thing about ST. You could 3-2 can be close, or 3-2 can be like bodied. It's weird.
I mean, like I think another interesting thing to note is like which Blanca did you practice with? You know what I mean? Like, did you ever even get, apart from playing online, like which offline Blanca were you ever practicing with that you're able to play against Kamoda? Like even if the matchup is bad, you still need to like learn the matchup, right?
Yeah, I mean I did play Fromo, but we didn't play a lot of online games. I don't remember playing too many online games with them. I remember playing like a lot offline, like in SoCal back in the day. Not back in the day, like around 2014 or so. But besides him, there were a few Blancas in the early days, like BTC, Boots All Cans, but I didn't play him too much either. He kind of stopped playing around the time I got into it. I did play him a few times, but yeah, I can't. Oh yeah, DJ Rain. Shout out to DJ Rain. He was a NorCal Blanca. That was someone I played against. There might have been like. Nah, there were no Japanese Blancas that I played too much against on GGPO or anything. I guess I didn't have too much. It's just, I labbed it, I guess. It's just kind of like, such a flowchart matchup,
Yeah, because it's like, it's so hard to get experience in the US because everyone kind of like just plays Shotos, or like you don't get like super high level specialists of every character in the US. So some matchups you kind of just have to go off your whims, I guess, or like you said, the lab work. And then it's like in between all that, like where's the time to prepare for your opponent? Like it's not like you're just fighting Blanca, you're fighting Kamoda, for example, right? So I mean, how do you like, what would you recommend for other players that are trying to learn matchups but they don't have like a Cammy that they can practice with, or a Hawk, or the more rare characters?
Honestly, you just gotta watch top players play the match. And ST, like that's the thing, is that the game is simple, so you can watch matches and be like, oh, I see what he did. I mean, you can't see all the mind games and stuff, obviously, but you can see like the basics. Like, oh, he anti-air there with that, and well, like. And like back in the day, I used to like overlap hitboxes and stuff to figure out what beats what or whatever, like trying to learn stuff. I guess you take that stuff for granted now, like all that knowledge or whatever. But back then when I was trying to learn, I would do that. Like, oh, how do I beat this normal? Oh, I have this, especially for like air to airs.
Yeah, actually, I remember at the Red Bull event in Boston. I think you were showing me the notes on your phone on like how to deal with Chun-Li, and you legit had like the iPhone notes, and it had like, Auto-Chun likes to do this thing, and like this move will beat that, and Choi did this against Inuki, and this is I was just like, what the hell, bro? I didn't know you do all that. I thought you just played the game, but you actually have like notes.
I was trying it for that event. That's the thing, because like it was so last minute, and I'm like, okay, they're just inviting these two Japanese legends randomly to this tournament. Like this is like a once in a lifetime thing. It just felt like it. Like I gotta like go all out because I'm just flying out to this last minute. Like I better make it worth it, Damn,
Kamoda hella clutch, by the way. But yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you still do that? Like the notes?
No,
oh, shit.
I don't need to. Like, and that's what I learned, I guess, being in Japan, is that you don't need to do that. You don't need to take notes and stuff. You just gotta like just learn it.
Nah, I don't know. For me, I'm a heavy note taker. In particular, like when I go to Japan, I take a ton of notes because
I think taking notes is like if you see something or something worth taking a note of. But like coming in with a set of notes is kind of like not necessary. Like you should just have it. You should just know it, pretty much. But like you should have like, I think there's nothing wrong with like having notes to study. But the best thing is always just YouTube and like watching matches and trying to figure out what the hell happened, there and there. That's the best way to learn, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one way to learn because
there's so many ways, I guess. Yeah. Like
it depends on the person, to be honest.
Well, I guess that's the thing about Ogat that I like, is that he encourages like just playing lane and fundamental. So I always had that kind of like foundation of like, all right, I just gotta do this. I just gotta like, so it's like a good base for learning, because I'm not just going for stuff, I'm not losing because I went for a mix-up that I didn't have to go for, stuff like that. So it's a good way to build up your knowledge, is to play from that kind of foundation. I guess that's probably what helped me the most.
Yeah, I feel like, for old Sagat, you're gonna lose if you messed up, if you did something unnecessary. It's hard to outplay the character because he doesn't really get crossed up by many characters, or tick thrown. I mean, like Dictator can do it, and like Claw can get knockdowns, but not a lot of characters can actually approach him in that way. So it's a matter of having like that discipline of you're pretty much playing mini games. You're playing by yourself. You're trying your best to turn ST into a one-player game. I guess,
with
right?
Ogat, definitely, because that's the whole. I think that's what mentality is in general. Is like, because if you understand that you're playing a person, anything, like nothing makes sense because they can always be random. They can always just do something that makes no sense, and then throw off all your plans. So you have to be thinking of like, all right, what's the proper, and just have to believe in it. You just have to believe in it. And with Oga, you can, because he's cheap, so it's gonna work. Like you just have to not jump, not go for like stuff like that. I feel like a lot of players they just go for stuff,
Yeah.
You gotta learn how to be cheap, I guess.
Yeah, he's definitely like one of the more methodical characters. But yeah, since we already talked about, note taking and stuff like that, I think here's like a pretty big piece of lore. It's gonna be this match here. You against Murasaki. Murasaki was up 2-0, and you came back 3-2. So maybe now's the time we can kind of officially tell this story of what happened.
Yeah, you mean everything that happened before? Yeah. That was crazy. What the hell did we even do? I remember, where did we even play? Where did we practice?
Dan's. No, we were at Dan's,
okay,
bro.
So we practiced a few times, and we were up like late the whole time, every time.
Yeah. But
this tournament.
But this particular one was like, I think the morning before your flight. I mean, so when I say morning, we went. So we got to the arcade at maybe 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and we stayed till
5 or something.
5 or 5:30. Like it was after the sun. Like
no, it was like 8 or 9 or something. I remember we were driving back at like 9 in the morning.
Yeah, maybe we went to get coffee after.
We got coffee. That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna let you tell. I'll let you tell the story, and I'll give some backstory after that.
All right. So shit. Basically, we were just.
Wait.
Basically, I was going to TOL, and he was just helping me practice because I knew Murasaki was going to be there. So I'm like, all right. If there's a matchup you can, grind at the top level, you should do it, right? Because obviously there's no Chun I'm going to be able to grind with. Sounds weird to say that. Grind against. But, what's it called?
The Crouch Fierces.
There's no Chuns in the area, but,
How'd you win, bro?
I'm like watching it now. Like, what the hell, dude?
What happened?
What's it called? Just turtling, bro. That uppercut was that was a good uppercut.
You bet it all on that, though.
But I was right. So so I was right. Anyways, yeah. So we practiced this matchup the whole night, and because what other matchup were we gonna practice? It's not like we made other characters. Right? I don't think we practiced anything else, right?
No.
We just played a bunch of Bipson Sagat, I think.
I mean, you're missing you're missing an important part of the story that I guess I'm gonna have to share. So So basically, we knew you were going to Canada Cup, and I don't know how. I just had this inkling that you're gonna run into Murasaki at some point, right? So this is at top 32, right. And somehow, after being down 0-2, you came back 3-2. You got the pop off. Congrats. So we went to dance, right, or whatever. We're just playing and shit. And in the middle of the night, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna bless you with some knowledge. And I took out my notebook. Right? So yeah, I'm a heavy note taker. And I said, I'm gonna tell you all the stuff that, all my findings from my set with Yondaime. And I was like, yo, he uses his crouch fierce after head stomp. I told you.
You told me?
Yeah.
Really?
That's when I told you, and you saw I made a huge difference in this last game here, and
it blows up that BS mix-up or whatever. Yeah. Where you just land right in front of him and grab him.
And then you can do that walk under, crouching medium kick, fireball stun. Yeah, I learned all that from fighting Yondaime. So basically I'm in Nagoya. I fight Yondaime. I took hella notes, and then just right before your trip to Canada Cup, I'm like, I had the book on me, and the head-to-head, we're like really kind of far from each other. We have to stand to talk to each other. So in between games, we would stand. I'm like, yo, and then he did this, and he did that. And I don't know how you were able to utilize all those tools, because when I watched this set, I was like, you legit did everything. And this is just after practicing for a few hours. And that made all the difference in the set. And obviously I'm proud of you because you're my sparring partner, and going down 0-2, I just remember I was at home. I couldn't make this Canada Cup trip, even though I was already signed up, and that's a whole nother story because we were supposed to be teammates. But I remember just telling my wife, it's like, yo, Ultracombo's gonna win this. What? I was like, I don't know. I just got this feeling. Same thing with the team tournament. I don't know, man.
I got carried in the team tournament. But that set, there was something in the air. I gotta say, that was a really weird. I had a really I don't want to sound crazy because I am sounding crazy. It was just I had that same feeling, I guess, when I was down 2-0. I literally did not care. I was like, I'm down 2-0. I got this.
But I remember you telling me that before the match.
That's how I always feel, but I don't know. But
I remember you telling me before the match, you were in your hotel room just thinking about shit. Because you knew you got to fight Murasaki, and you kind of just zoned out by yourself or something.
Oh, yeah. No, that day was probably the best day for me, I guess. Because, I don't know. The hotel was right at the venue. So I didn't have to be there at the venue for 12 hours or whatever the hell.
Yeah. Yeah, you can actually take breaks.
My magic, and I was just vaping in my room, and I was hanging out. I'm like, yo, this is great. I feel so relaxed. I feel like I just walked out of my house and went to my tournament almost.
Yeah.
So I was definitely that day, definitely. The next day I was groggy or whatever. I don't know what it was. It's always there's something wrong. I gotta figure it out. why Sundays are, what's it called? Yeah, that day though, yeah, I definitely remember like feeling, even though the whole thing was like a blow up and the whole, the whole tournament was kind of not a disaster, like they ran it, but like there was a lot of problems outside the TO's control.
Right. But
yeah.
But I mean, either way, so you're able to get to W, and you might think that the story ends there. You beat Murasaki 3-2 and it ends there, but it doesn't. Right? There's more to the story. So the next part of the story is, we go to Japan, and we go to Osaka. We're hanging out with Murasaki, right? We're just chilling at the izakaya or whatever. And he says, because I forget how, but this match is brought up, and he goes, I went back to, Space Shuttle to practice with Yondaime because I lost to you. Remember that shit?
That was crazy. It was
so full circle, because so basically it's like, yeah, I practiced against all the old Sagats in the US. I went to Japan. I played Yondaime, and I downloaded him. I come back to the US, give you the tech. You go to Canada Cup. You beat Murasaki. Murasaki goes back to Space Shuttle. He traveled to Space Shuttle so he could get the tech now. And it's just like, man, it's like, this is how connected everything became between like the four of us just for this one matchup. And
yeah,
because that came out of nowhere. Murasaki just brought it up. Like, we were just chilling after the arcades. Yeah. I think it was like 2-3 in the morning. We're just chilling. He goes, yo, about that Canada Cup thing. Yeah, I had to go to Space Shuttle to rewatch the match and practice.
Okay. I'm gonna even add more to it. I'm pretty sure he said that they all watched it. Like, literally all the top players went to Space. Murasaki was like, we gotta watch this or something. Like, we gotta figure it out. He got everyone there to watch it, and like, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it all just started from, just the matchup itself, and just kind of going in loops around the world. Like, this match went back and forth, around the world.
I guess from his perspective, he might have felt he got robbed because he was up 2-0. But like, I never thought of it that way, because I just thought, nah, I won. Like,
well, I think so. He made a few mistakes. He did a lot of short scissor kicks to advance, but like, all he's gonna do is block a tiger shot. On a lot of the neutral jump roundhouses, I think he wanted to press crouching medium kick, but you frame trap with crouching medium kick tiger shot. That's already like 60% stun. Obviously, the crouch fierce is working out. So I think there were like a few things where I saw like maybe some nervousness from his play, or maybe he just really wanted to end it because it was 2-0. But either way, like, you can't let down your guard on old Sagat, right?
Yeah. And me, like, I'm gonna play properly. Like I played this game enough to where like I have no nerve. Like, I can literally be down 2-0, end of my life, and I'll still play properly the entire way. Like, like, I won't be like, oh, what's the point? I won't have like a crisis in the middle of my match. That'll never happen. I'm always gonna play properly. So like, if you get antsy against me, I'm gonna be like, oh, he's antsy, and I'm just like, I don't care how down I am. Like, it's just, you have to play ST that way, because that's what the game is. But you can literally be down to 10% or nothing, but you can still win because you just win the next 3 exchanges. Like, it's
like 3-0ing someone, right? Like, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then also, congrats to you and Murasaki winning that Canada Cup along with Alex Valle. So, unfortunately, I couldn't make it for that. So Murasaki had hit me up. He goes, "Hey, I want to team up with you. Who else should we team up with?" And I was like, well, I was going to team up with Ultracombo, so why don't we just do like Team Thailand or some shit,
That's tight.
And so he was down, but then, I had to back off, and I don't know how, like, did you get Alex Valle to just sign up with you, like, on the day of, like, on the spot?
Yeah, bro, I'm like, nah, I gotta win this, just because there were other stacked teams on it. I'm like, all right, they're stacking teams. I might as well try and win. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just hit up Valle, and he's like, yeah, I'm down. I'm like, all right, let's go.
That's super dope, man. That's like,
yes, thank you. And he carried because he beat Nuki, which there's no guarantee that I would have won that or Murasaki would have won that. So, I mean, he won the damn singles tournament. So, yeah, Valle was the pick. Valle.
Yeah, it's so sick because like that team dynamic is so strong and there's like a lot of story behind it, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas
teams are underrated.
Like I remember because the other grand finals team, like individually I love all the players. Like Damn Die's dope, Matson's dope, Afro's dope, but as a team I just don't feel it. Like I didn't feel that there was like a synergy. I just felt they're like, I don't want to fight you, so I'm just in a team with you. And I mean, they didn't win, right? Like they got second place, but like me as a spectator, as someone who loves the game, I just felt like this can't be the, like I can't root for this team, but in singles I'll root for all of them, you know what I mean? And
right.
So, and then, you know, there was like the other team, I think it was like Orif, what is it, Orif, Makiri, and Kamoda maybe? Was that a team?
I think so.
Yeah, like that's a pretty sick team, man. Like those are the teams that I'm rooting for. And yeah, I feel like your team was just the most interesting. Like I'm glad that I didn't go because just having that. No, I mean, legit.
Honestly, we might have not won. I mean, I might have beat Nuki, but I don't. It would have been hard for either of you guys to beat him. I mean, it's one game. But
but I mean,
bro.
I don't even care about that. Like I have no regret. Like I'm just happy that I'm so happy that team could have happened. Like yo, Alex Valle teamed up with Murasaki for a tournament. Murasaki can go to Shogatsu or Kusamondo or
that's kind of like not
and
talk about that. Like this guy just teamed up with a Japanese legend for ST. Just like fuck it. That's tight. Yeah.
But obviously, like, Murasaki knows, you know, Alex's whole story, right? Like, he can go to Japan and be like, oh, Kusamoto, you remember, you know, when Alex Valle beat you at EVO? Yeah, I also teamed up with that dude, and he beat Nuki, and yeah, we won a team tournament. Like, that's such a sick story, man. Like, that's a team right there. So I was so happy for you guys.
Yeah, Valle is the legend for real. Beyond words.
Yeah, and it was, you know, Ryu, Dictator, Old Sagat. That's a pretty solid team anyhow, so... But anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, on that topic for a minute, but, yeah, that's good, like, actual ST history. Not just, you know, for Ultracombo, but just for, like, the whole, you know, ST storyline.
Well,
I think that was
the thing is, yeah, they're kind of eras before me, but I have played those guys, and, like... A lot of our matches they're not like I played Vi randomly in round 2 of Moment 37 and it was like it wasn't recorded except locally or whatever by Noun to God recording everything.
Yeah, shout out to Noun.
The Real World Warrior. What's it called? Yeah, so like, and then I played him also at 25th, and that was like I played these guys a few times, so I do feel like I've had a connection with them. But yeah, they're definitely before my time. Like all those matches, crazy to think that they were so long ago.
Yeah, I mean, time definitely flies. Yeah. And then I guess speaking of eras, we can move into a pretty interesting era for American ST, and it's this right here. So Bisonica, you ended up fighting Kamoda, not to be confused with Kawamata. So Kamoda was an expat Japanese player, moved to the US. I'm not sure if he's still here, but he was in NorCal and he took this trip out as well. So maybe you can talk a little bit about this era here.
There's not much to say. I think I don't know. We didn't play him that much, but we did play him a few times. We like a handful of times, I want to say.
Yeah.
And I think we learned about him through Myung, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Myung
brought him up.
Yeah.
And basically was like, yeah, there's this Ryu from Japan who's playing, you know, who wants to play or whatever. And it's not much to say. I mean, the thing is, it's a weird coincidence that he went to New York at the same time for this tournament, because this is in New York City and we're both in NorCal, which is funny. But Yeah, he was around for a little bit. Like, how many times did we play him? Like 4 or 5 times?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It was just funny because after our first time playing him, like after a few games, I went up to him like, "You play at Hay?" He goes, "Yeah, that was my main arcade." I'm like, go figure, because he plays that style where it's solid. Like he's not gonna miss safe jumps and that kind of stuff, but like he'll do something like empty jump with a low forward shinku, and I'm like, that's a Hay strat. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, with sweep super stuff like that. Yeah, definitely.
But but anyway,
yeah, he definitely did not like Sagat. There's no doubt about that. Just man, Ngat, it's hard. I feel like I should have beat him with Ngat. We played. I think I did beat him once, but that was on Super Gun. He wasn't fully comfortable. I was at a local too. When we played at Wednesday Night Fights. Was that the only other time he played in bracket? Was this tournament and that Wednesday Night Fights, or did he play some other time too?
Yeah, no, I think that was it. Yeah, the esports arena, and just there. And after that, I don't think we ever saw him again.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't happy about Ogat for sure. But it was a strange era because it was right after Tomo had left, and like we just got like another Japanese Ryu, and this is one like NorCal. Like we were kind of going strong. We were doing weeklies at Wednesday Night Fights offline. Like we legit. This was the beginnings of us, trying to start tournaments and stuff. Yeah, it was something. There was something there, but if I could have beaten him with Enga, he might have still been around. I don't know. I'm sorry. I might have cost us a Japanese player. I don't know. But I doubt he would have been trying to play too much. He seemed busy anyways. So
yeah, with work stuff. But this was us, me, you, and Vodka at one of those Wednesday Night Fights. We were like, "Oh, let's just do like the other characters' pose." I think I did Zangief, you did Dictator.
Yeah.
Vodka did Sagat or something. That shit was funny. Let's see what other goodies I got here. Just more recent stuff with Vodka. This is moving the cabs during Genesis, where you're able to get your W. Congrats again. And see, we have this here. You get to play Frank a lot?
No, I played him like once on 5K like a few months ago, and I literally remember it because it was the only time.
Yeah, it's too bad we didn't get to play Frank, but what are your thoughts on like fighting Claw? I think I had a match of you versus Myung, so this is Myung here. I mean,
I think it's just proof of why I play Oga. I mean,
so this is the one match where
I'll drop you lore, right? We'll drop some lore for so Japan. When we were in Japan, I don't know if you remember this, but Mao told us when we were with them that Ito, of all players, Ito, the DJ legend, Ito, who has those matches that he's known for. He has those, where he's known for beating Mao with like Guile and I think it was Ryu or something. Like he won those long sets against him.
Yeah, that's right.
So apparently, according to Mao, Ito was able to beat his Claw consistently with Ngat. I'm like, what?
Yeah, so actually, I remember this because we talked about this.
Then he didn't explain it. He was just like, yeah, and then that was it.
Yes. So the time that I went before. So this is like before I went with you. This was like when I went with like the British dudes or whatever. Oh shit, you won like that. Damn, that went quick.
Yeah.
But this was like I was talking to Mao. I think we were driving to Space Shuttle. He picked me up from like Nagoya Station or some shit. It was a really far drive, and we were talking about Ito, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like Ito can beat me with new Sagat, and it'll be 5-5 for the lore, of course." But he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll split 5-5." I'm like, "How?" Because Ito is a sensible player. That was the translation, sensible. So
yeah, I gotta be like that.
So Ito is just a sensible player. Actually,
So yeah, he doesn't whiff normals. He literally doesn't.
There's actually footage. It's not online and it's not in my possession. It will be soon, but I don't know how I'll be able to share it. But yeah, there is footage of that stuff. So it might be worth checking out. But yeah, like Sagat needs to do a couple of guest uppercuts and not get knocked down. But somehow Ito has that ability. He has like, I don't know what it is, but he can do it. And yeah, that's pretty hype stuff.
So that is kind of why I feel like, man, I should be able to figure this out. But I guess my biggest take is basically like I can definitely level up on my own, but I'll never be able to do something like that unless I lived in Japan and I'm able to play Matt all the time. And then, you know, then maybe I could see what Ito did or something, you know, but until then, you know, figuring it out on your own, it's hard. And I guess I don't want to give people wins. That's the thing. Like I would like to stick out a set with Ngat, but like I don't want to give people a cheese win on me, and like I had to be honorable, stick to Ngat. So if you can cheese me with Claw, I'm just gonna pick Ogat. Like sucks, but like even if they're not like a top player or known player, I'm just like I'm not gonna. It's sucks, but it's not giving them the satisfaction, you know. Because yeah, I'm playing Ogat, but you're playing Claw, so it's like I don't even like it balances out, right?
I mean, there is a way to level up, and that's by like grinding it out in a tough match. So I'm gonna show you a picture that I think is gonna make you be like, oh shit, right?
Right.
So over here, who do we got? Who's in the shot?
That's you, Hakase, or Hakase, sorry. That's how you say it. Afro Legends and me.
Yeah, so we need to let the world know about this level up.
Yeah, so it's weird because you asked me, like, what's your best tournament win? And, like, that's the thing is, like, my best tournament win isn't necessarily the best moment for me. I feel like this night was, like, my favorite, probably SC moment of my life.
Do you remember how it all went about? Do you remember the whole story?
Well, I just remember he kind of like, dude, he swirled, he like pulled us in like a vortex, dude. Like we were basically at GSV, you know, playing. He's Hakase's there on a set, playing whoever. And like, who hopped on? Was it you or me, or was it Afro? Or was it me?
I think you're forgetting some of the details. So this is what happened. So he's playing one player mode. Right? And he's fighting a T-Hawk in one player mode. He's playing Dictator or some shit. Purple Dictator. And so he wasn't even playing his main. And
you remember all that?
Bro, come on, son. Why do you think I gotta tell the lore all the time? Alright, so then you come to me, you're like, yo, should I play him? Should I ask him? You know, because it's kind of weird, right? He's playing one player mode, a sub character. So I was like, yeah, just ask him, you know, if he wants to play. So you get in, and you know, you play one game, he switches to Dawson, he beats you, and then you come back to me like a minute later or whatever. I'm just like, what? Like, yo, should I play him again? I'm like, yeah, bring him, play him, because at that point everyone already bounced. It was like, I can't say what time it is. I can't say what time it is because of the, you know, whatever the law is out there. But let's just say the people in this photo are the only people left in the arcade playing ST.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, yeah, just ask him. Like, whatever, we'll just play a couple games and we'll bounce. And then that's when the vortex happened. So I actually have it on my phone. But the very first match, when the three of us, like me, Afro, and you, went there, I recorded it. I'm just like, yeah, let me just record this one match, and I need to put it up on YouTube. But well, you beat him, and I was just like, oh shit. Yo, you just beat the best Dawson, like, you know, what Olsa got. And so then I thought he was just gonna bounce, right? But he put in another credit. So now you played again, and I don't know how many hours passed, but this photo was taken after all the games. Yo, we played for hours. He did not take breaks, and Yo, he did not. Like, even I was like, bro, I need to step out and get a coffee or something, or I need to stretch. But he sat in that chair and did the gauntlet against the three of us for 6 hours, four or five. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was just
Yeah. This is how you level up. And bro, he was comboing like low roundhouse super. He was doing the most ridiculous stuff, but yeah, I really felt a level up from the three of us, and he was so happy. Like at the end, he goes, "Oh, like y'all take a picture or whatever," and that shit was dope.
Yeah,
this is the story right here, but yeah,
that was the best. I think that was the best Street Fighter moment of my life
because we were about to call it, and
those were the best games I ever had. I think, just like the most enjoyable games of my life. I feel like. And I'm just like, yo, this is I'm having a
and it's it was a tough match, but I think that was the match because I was sitting next to you and you were like, bro, jab tiger shot, because when he does the stand fierce, it trades like on the recovery, and then the preemptive drill punish with jab tiger shot, and we were literally just like relearning the whole Dawson match. And at the end of the night, it started looking like, oh shit, it's 6-4 sim favor. Like old Sagat could actually do stuff now, because that's how deep in the layers we went. But yeah, it was sick. Afro's going DJ, Dictator. We're just going hella sets, and then this dude didn't even look tired at the end of it.
He went to play more games at a different arcade.
Yeah,
right after.
Yeah, so actually, this is where we folded, but it was a necessary fold. So we didn't really rest much, right? Like we didn't take much rest. And he was like, "Oh yeah, like you're going to Newton later, right?" Like yeah. But we actually like crashed and woke up at some point way later in the afternoon, and there was like a little bit of regret. But then also at the same time, we're like, "Oh, you just didn't think we're a bunch of bitches," but we needed to take some rest. That was the only time where we actually slept in the 2 weeks that we were there, but
yeah, that's how it is. Sometimes you gotta coma, then you gotta just KO.
It was so sick. Oh man, yeah, definitely like one of the most memorable sets. But yeah, while we're looking at photos, I got a couple more here. So who we got? What's going on?
Oh, that's Yondaime.
So where were we on this one?
That's Space Shuttle.
Oh shit! Did you guys get to chat a lot?
No, not really.
Damn, it's too bad. I would have hella asked him for all the secrets.
I try to talk about some stuff, but like, yeah, I don't know. I learned enough just from playing him. Like playing him was a trip.
You guys did old Sagat mirror matches?
Yeah, we played old Gat mirror matches. Like, dude, that was mind blowing because we were playing. I don't think he was too interested in it in the mirror match, but I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like we were playing and we were just like chucking tiger shot at each other, like repeatedly, like because that's what it boiled down to. It's like you gotta throw a tiger shot or else you're screwed. Like if you stop to jump or guess or something, he's gonna throw one and then you're just like. So it just eventually we were just literally just tiger, and he was like a frame like it was like, dude, it was like Dragon Ball Z but with tiger shots. Like they would hit in the middle, but his were like slightly like pushed, like they were slightly faster. He was like slightly overpowered. Like, it was crazy. And then I'm like, what am I doing? And then it was the whole double tapping thing. So I started doing it, like, oh, I should double tap more. And then I started to catch up, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting more strength. Like it was, and I was going even. Like it was mind blowing.
I remember now. I remember because you were like, bro, people double tap. We're like, yeah, and you made it sound like we kept it like a secret forever. Like, yo, how come you guys never told me you double tap?
I never thought of that. Like, why would you just double tap a special? It doesn't make sense. But I'm like, wait. That does make sense because you're trying to do it as fast as possible after the other tiger shot, right? So, like, yeah, I get it, like, but yeah. And then I started doing it. And I actually started catching up in the fireball board. But like the Ogat mirror is literally you have to keep chucking plasma, like.
I mean, so much so you even got to do it in real life. Also, shout outs to the Yondaime shirts. I actually forced you to buy one. Remember?
the crazy thing is that we found one of the ones that he had. Literally.
Yeah. Like we went to some shop. I was like, yo, that's a Young Daime shirt. You gotta buy it.
He must have literally got it at that shop, or that must be like a regular brand or something. I don't know, whatever it is.
I was like, bro, if you want to be as good as him, you need a Young Daime shirt. But not legit. You gotta throw like fireballs in real life. You know, you gotta like chuck some actual plasma in real life if you want to be a GAT player like we did over here. Where was this, like Hiroshima Castle or something?
Yeah.
I forget who added the extra graphics, but it was funny. It was a rainy day, and we went to go see some deer and stuff.
I still have pictures from that day. It was dope. The castle. I looked at a lot of the pictures. I'm like, yo, this stuff is actually like dope, because I wasn't supposed to take pictures of it. But I didn't know until eventually they were like, hey, stop. And I'm like, oh, my bad. And they're like, it's okay, it's all right. I'm like, oh, my bad. But like, yeah, inside the cat, they had so much cool stuff. They had like old musket, like the old pistols and stuff. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Yeah. And all but like the legit actual stuff. What is the name? The artifacts? Whatever the hell the name is for that.
Well, I mean, this is you right now, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I think we found out way later, like, oh yeah, don't take any photos except this spot. Like, you were able to try on the stuff.
A picture, yeah. But basically, past a certain floor, they're like, no pictures. So I'm like, yo, I have these pictures on my phone that I'm not supposed to have. Let's type it like.
Yeah, you hacked the system.
I have my own memorabilia or whatever.
I mean, I actually have a lot of like random photos of you, like I don't know, like this one right here.
Yeah, I don't even remember doing that.
You're always smoking something. Check this out. This is from.
Is that a cigarette? Oh yeah, that's when we went to
the farm after the qualifier.
Right.
Qualifier. Yeah, we passed by the farm or some shit. We're like, yo, this is a funny photo.
I like how my foot is right there. It just.
I don't know. I think you're just like. Just a little misunderstood baby or something. I don't know what it is, but hold up, I got another one here. Shoot, actually, yeah, I don't know. I was just going through my phone, like, damn, why do I have so many pictures of you? Look at this guy, just misunderstood. He's not an angry SD player. He's a friendly guy. This is a dope day too. We did a lot. Just kind of going through all of Japan and stuff.
Yeah, no, that was... The only thing is that we got to the island too late, but that island was dope. It was like old school, Japanese, like, feudal times kind of, like, area, like, village or whatever. Like, what is it? What is that? Miyajima, that's right.
Yeah, Miyajima.
With the Tora gate, yeah, I'm like, oh, this is crazy. If only, like... And it was still cool there, even though everyone was gone. They're just walking around.
Yeah, I mean, there were just deer chilling out and stuff. Actually, yo, this one I had to go through my phone. I don't understand this. Like, what's your pose here? I don't remember.
I think you just took that picture.
No, because I have another photo. Like,
was I yawning? I don't understand.
No, I think you were looking at the vending machine for something, and like. He was just like, yo, take a picture of me like this. I don't know. I really don't know. It's such a weird photo.
What?
Yeah.
I think you caught it at the wrong time and I was like yawning or something.
Yeah, this is when we went to do laundry at Space Shuttle, or near Space Shuttle.
Because I remember the old lady helping us, which is funny. Because it's like, it's definitely not for foreigners to just, for tourists to just do their laundry here. It's funny. It's like, it was like the laundromat for the local area, but it was just like one little washing machine.
Yeah, it was super old school.
Yeah.
But yo, I might need you to tell me the lore on this.
That? No, I don't need to tell you that. What?
What?
Not on here.
What?
Bro, do you know what kilograms are?
No.
Bro, it's a weight. It's like pounds, but it's metric. It's like metric weight instead of pounds.
But why
So
is
that-
why is it exactly
that equates
55?
that equates to 120 pounds. That's not my weight, by the way, if that's what you're thinking. But it's somebody else's weight. I'll let you put 2 and 2 together. Like, I don't understand. Never mind.
I mean, does the world need to know? Because I might.
No. You brought it up. No, you brought it up. No. But I'm surprised you don't know, because I said in the post what a kilogram. I didn't say what I said kg, right?
I mean,
So
I know.
You don't know what kilograms are. That's funny.
I know what the lore is. I was just teasing you about it because you said exactly what it was for. But anyway, let's get back on track with some ST stuff. So yeah, this is a dope shot. It's like basically all of us on every other cab, right? Between me, you, Afro, we were at
They really
Osaka.
6 cabs or 5 cabs. Yeah, they go hard.
But to think this is like a weekly, right? The hell?
Osaka, I felt like had the most players playing consistently out of all the regions. Because Tokyo has Hay, I guess.
Yeah, but Hay's like, I mean, like
Hay's not as packed, or it's a smaller area. I don't know. There's still a good amount of players, but I feel like here, I don't know. It's not just here, but like we went to like 4 different arcades in like 4 days or something.
Yeah, we went like ABC and Empara and yeah, there was a couple of them. I have pictures of all of it, obviously.
And these guys are playing like 3 days a week.
Yeah, pretty much. It wasn't like
I think at Pasca.
Yeah, that's another one.
That's when there were the most people, right? I feel like
Kusamondo was there and Murasaki and I landed at a combo.
Yeah, that's when you landed the combo.
Fujimon was there. Yeah, so it was hype.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let me drop one more photo from Japan here. Since you mentioned that you like Wagyu and stuff.
Yeah, but that was shabu shabu.
Oh yeah, that's right. And this was the very last thing that we ate there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this was nice, and it was halal too. You know, it took a while for us to find halal, shabu shabu and stuff like that. Yeah, we just went there like, what's the most expensive thing on the menu? We just want to go in, but yeah, it's a nice photo.
Well, they wanted to take the picture, which is they probably do that to everyone. Nah, they probably don't. I don't know if they have a lot. Was it in Tokyo? It was in Tokyo, so they might have had like. Yeah. A lot of foreigners. I don't know if they did, but they were like, "Oh, it's so rare to have foreigners," or something.
Yeah, and they snapped a photo with their own Polaroid as well, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, like check us out on IG." I'm like, "Bro, what's social media? I don't know what this shit is." But,
yeah, you weren't on that yet.
Yeah, it's like, what is this stuff? I mean, if I was, then I'd know everything about the 55.5 kg, you know, but I don't.
Right. But yeah, I mean. Those 2 weeks were like a blur.
Yeah, I mean, do you have any funny or dope Japan stories we haven't talked about yet?
I feel like we do, because I'm trying to think, like
we could talk about the infamous Afro getting lost story.
That one wasn't a big deal. That was just
it's just
I think
funny.
The funniest moment was when we were getting on the train and it closed right in front of his face, the door.
Yeah.
And like he was, and it's like I think he just took a cab to the address or something.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't come through.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And then he went out drinking by himself or something like.
That's fine.
He was sending us photos of like his like he went out to get sushi and stuff, and yeah, that was funny.
But it was funny, yeah. That was also funny getting mad at him, like, bro, we gotta go. We're just a train, and he was just like, no. Whoa.
Oh man, yeah.
And we were like, nah, bro, and like we barely made it or something.
No, we missed the train. We had to wait like 25 minutes for the next one, and like I my fist turned into like the Arthur meme where I was just like standing there, you know, clenched fist, like, bro, because he kept like, oh, one more game. That shit was funny. Oh man, but yeah, Afro was dope. Like, yeah, I mean, before that, you know, But I guess in Boston I roomed with him, and before that I only talked to him at Evo like once. Like I didn't really like know him like that. But yeah, I mean, you learn a lot about a person when you're living with them for like 2 weeks, right, in another country. So yeah, Afro was dope. He was definitely a joy to be around, and yeah, we all got to play a lot of games. I think like with our group, we definitely got to show the Japanese like what we're capable of. It was nice. You were there for his first to 10 match, right, against the shoot, I forget his name, the DJ player.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching it while I played, but I was definitely watching it, and like the reason why I didn't stop is because like I saw him losing, and I was like, oh man, he's missing everything, and like just didn't look good, and I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and like, oh, he's losing, like like it was I don't want to be mean, but like I was just like, I was just brushing it off basically, because yeah, I just saw like he was missing everything. I don't know.
I mean, obviously, like, you know, that loss hurt because he couldn't play at his full potential.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I mean,
hard to say.
There was a it was brought up recently, a few weeks back or something, or a week, 2 ago, whatever, on a Discord about, you know, someone mentioned maybe he retired as a result of the loss on that exhibition. So I know that you guys had a more deeper talk about it, so maybe
there's more lore. That's right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So that's when I was. So basically, after we played Hakase, Afro told me, like, because we were like super like tired or whatever, and then we so do you remember the room situation, right?
Oh man, forget that. Just go on. Just tell the story, bro. Just tell the damn story.
Hey, he went to get a coffee or something, and then so after we were just kind of like waiting around, I guess, and then he just started talking to me like, yeah, I think I'm done playing. And this had nothing to do with the first to 10 because I don't think it happened yet, right?
No, the first to 10 was pretty early in the trip. I think it was like the second or third night or something. That was pretty early, I want to say.
I don't think it was the same night we played Hakase, right?
No, it wasn't, because I didn't go that day. I didn't go to the first to 10, the Kamoda Mishika. I had something else to do. So
that had to be after then. Right? I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, just go on. Your conversation.
My guess is that I don't, like, a lot of people take that first to 10 and think, oh, but I mean, Afro was bummed out about it, but I don't feel like that was really the moment. I don't know. It was basically, but this sounds like I'm bragging, dude, but like, it's because this is what it sounds like. I'm bragging, right? So basically, Afro was like, nah, you know what, Seb, you're good enough. I'm retiring, so like, I trust you. You got this. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. All right. I'm like, dude, you're exaggerating. I'm like, chill. He's like, nah, I mean it. I'm done after this. I'm done. I'm like, wow, okay. Because that's basically the gist of it, yeah.
I mean, because I talked to him about it briefly, and he was just like, yeah, like, my feeling was, regardless of what happens, we could have won excess, we could have lost excess, you know, he could have gone undefeated at the arcade or lose every single game, but his mind was already made up, and the whole point about the trip was just the experience, being able to play the best players in Japan and meeting like Haji, you know, the DJ player, you know, just kind of meeting all his heroes, and you know, a lot of them were looking forward to him. In fact, you know, a funny story is the first time we went to Japan, or like first time I went to Japan with Damdai, Nohoho, and Immortal, we went to GameSpot Versus, and Sasori walks up to us, and Noho, he's the only one who spoke English, and he's telling him, well, yeah, like, you know, a couple of the foreigners came through, and Sasori's first question was, Afro Legends? And we're like, so Noho's like, no, and, you know, Sasori's a little bit sad, because that's how much, like, the Japanese players, he was an OD celebrity. Yo,
Afro was pretty much our ticket. He's pretty much Goku, because he was our ticket into everything. It's like because Afro's there, everyone wants to like show him everything.
Yeah, and, like,
everyone. Yeah, and we get to be there because we're on the trip with him. So yeah, let's go. This is tight.
Yeah, he was definitely like big time celebrity everywhere we went, and obviously if you kind of get that if you get that kind of hospitality, you always want to go back to Japan and keep playing. But as mentioned, his mind was already made up. It was all about finally being able to scratch that off his list. And I don't know if you can be truly retired forever from this game, especially when you have that kind of skill. But you look at it now, Damdai's not really playing anymore. Afro's gone. Even I'm on that point where I'm just I'd rather focus more on this and try to build a scene in a different way. But on the other hand, we have a lot of new players who are up and coming.
Yeah, definitely.
That are strong. So that's good, and that's inspiring for me. And I want to be able to help their journey. But I don't know. It's weird. It's is Damdai gonna come back? Will Afro come back? Imagine if there's this whole coexisting of every single generation of SC. Imagine a choice you know what, I want to go back to the competitive scene for SC, and Vi's yeah, I'm down. And imagine if every single ST player that's ever played just got together in one generation, right now, and everyone started playing. How insane would that be?
That would be amazing. That would be. I never even imagined anything like that.
Yeah, that's definitely something to.
I would feel well, it depends what you mean everyone, because there's so many people. You're not gonna get a lot of them. It's just, but there's so many.
Right. I mean,
so many retired.
Yeah, cherry picking from every generation is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because obviously you can't get everyone, but if we can pull people in and convince them, yo.
I mean, if you're talking about the dream team though, just everyone, that would be.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're just imagining. I mean, I'm already that would be insane.
If Daigo's you know what, I'm gonna play ST, but I'm not just playing it on the side. I want to win something big. I don't know, man. That shit would be hype. In addition to all our newer players like Lionplex and Carbano and Hadouken, and there's a bunch of players that they're leveling up. This shit's dope. I wanna see more of that. So yeah, I don't know. I every now and then think about it, or well, you remember.
I guess that's my job. I guess.
I mean, you're at that point.
I gotta be the benchmark for people to try and beat, pretty much.
Yeah, because I think you're still gonna be traveling around and competing. If tournament catches your eye. So, yeah, I mean, you're the guy to beat right now. So, yeah, we need
Right. So, I gotta do it. So
I mean, that's a lot of pressure on you, because I remember with Damdai when he was winning everything, yeah, he was winning and he made it look pretty easy, but at the same time, there's a lot of pressure on him, I remember we talked about it, he goes, yeah, there's a lot of pressure and consistently, trying to win and stuff, and I think right now, those
there's
are...
not a lot of tournaments, so... Yeah. But, I definitely understand, I'm definitely in a different mode where I'm damn, I gotta win no matter what now, that's just my mental, and I know I can do it, but what's it called? It's kind of harder when there's less tournaments in a way, because you can't lose those. You cannot lose. You know what I mean? That's why I make sure I don't lose. I try. I try and 3-0 everyone. I don't make any mistakes. I don't drop games. I don't take it easy. If I'm in a tournament set, I'm trying to win as quickly as possible. I'm not, because there aren't that many. If someone gets a win on me, that's big. I have a responsibility to not get free wins, basically.
Yeah, there's more pressure on you than there is on anyone else, I feel like. And
I can't give people free dubs, so. But it's cool. I can do it. I got this.
Yeah, I mean, we had a few ideas, actually, the ST Summit and the ST Mobile. So we're talking about getting a small truck with ST caps.
That was a while ago, but yeah.
Yeah, I think this was pre-COVID when we talked about this shit.
Yeah, that was a pre-COVID idea of just going on a road trip with ST.
And just travel everywhere to people's homes, yo, Jumpsuit Jesse, let's play a couple games real quick.
Well, yeah, go around the country. Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be wild. But yeah, one day. But yeah, no, the invite would be cool. The invitational. That's a cool idea.
ST Summit. Someone's got to help, like, make that happen. I don't know. We need some funds or something. But ST Summit, because I feel like
all the classic games should have something like that.
Yeah, when it's
at least
only
one
like
event.
Like 16 players or something, like I think that's fine because everyone knows each other and like if you're really good, you're still gonna get a pretty good placement. Where it's like 164 man bracket or whatever, you're gonna be playing for hours and you don't play one game, you don't play for 3 hours. This is weird, but it's summit type format.
I feel like for content, like that would be hype because it's like you get all these good players just playing each other. You don't get enough of that. I feel like we don't get we get. That's what I feel like. Tournaments aren't frequent enough. Like we play a tournament, we play a quick 3 out of 5. You play someone 1 to 3 times a max in a tournament, right?
Yeah.
If you play them in grand finals, you play 2 extra sets maybe, but like you're not gonna play that much against someone. So like that's why I like the first to 10s also, and like the format that the Japanese are doing, like of like all those like 5. What is it like? How many sets do they have lined up? That one, like 8 of them or something.
I think
like,
it was 10 first to 10s. I think.
Yeah, 10. Like a lot. Like that. That to me is what we need more of, and I feel like something like an invitational would be good because you just concentrate all the best players and like, all right, first to 10, and then do this, and then basically longer sets and more hours of footage or whatever.
So, interesting question then. Who would you want a first to 10?
Who would I want a first to 10?
Yeah.
Right now?
No, not right now. I'm talking about like if we had something like that first to 10 event with the like how the Japanese had it. Who would you want to fight?
Know. You, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it'd have to be you. I don't know who else.
I mean, you could also name like Japanese player, European player.
Oh, European player? Okay. The European player is obviously going to be Zagi. I mean, that's...
Okay. That would be one of the sickest matches, though, bro.
That's not to say that there definitely are not other great French players or European players that, like, I would like to play, but, like, he's obviously the main guy.
Yeah.
That's probably the main pick, but... Japanese? See, that's the thing, is with Japanese, it's like a whole world. So, like... It's hard for me to just be like, oh yeah, I would play him. It's like, I don't know. Maybe I would play Hakase again. Nah. Who would I first to 10? Well, I remember I wanted a first 10 TMF.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. When Sagat, right?
Yeah, with Sagat, because the reason why I wanted to first to 10 him, is because he actually was the in the show. He made all the Geef tech and the anime for Street Fighter for the high score girl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's tight. I want to play against the guy who they picked to make the tech, like Capcom picked or whoever the hell, like, because that's legit, right? Like,
yeah, you're basically putting yourself in the actual lore, like.
Like, this guy is good enough to be in an anime, so I want to play. I wanted to play him, but yeah, there's so many players. Japan, there's countless players that I would play. So like, I'm Anakin again. Honestly, I love playing him. I would love to first attend him.
Well, here we have, I guess one of your storylines is somehow becoming a Ken killer, and I remember you fought Monsoon at this Canada Cup in casuals with old Sagat. Maybe we were at Babona's house, or it was just in casuals. I forget. Like, sometimes some of it's a blur, but I remember you were kind of washing them with old Sagat. And at this tournament, you ended up going new Sagat.
Do I have to talk about this? All right.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. So I forgot that this happened. I love Matsu. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, his personality is so sick. Yeah.
I love him. I don't regret picking Engat against him, even though I could have won or whatever. It doesn't matter. I lost. He definitely deserves it. What's it called? So he pulled me aside because we were out smoking cigarettes, obviously. and what's it called? So he asked me, can you please, because he knew we were playing, he's like, please play new Sagat. He asked me, I'm like, huh? And he's like, please. Like, he meant to, like, please. I'm like, all right. I'm like, all right. So I said yes. Did I say yes? I don't know. I think I said you'll find out or something, and then I ended up doing it. So, but that was funny that he asked me. But no, I feel like I should have won with Enka. I feel like I choked it because I was up 2-1, and in game 4, I had it. He definitely turned it up, and he was like, oh, he turned on his clutch factor, and he was like, oh, I'm about to lose. I gotta pull something out of my butt, or this is it. So like, kudos to him.
I just remember when we were.
I thought it was funny. But like, he was so nice to me when he did it. So I'm like, you can't help but like the guy, even though he's literally asking you to like nerf yourself.
But a little in a cutthroat kind of way, but like at the same time, it's like you gotta respect him because he's M.Bipson. So.
Yeah, because like I'm like a 23-year-old kid, and this is like the OG GOAT TO of Street Fighter 2 legend. Who am I to do that? And I actually do end up playing Ogat against him in the Spring Series, so I kind of broke it anyways, the vow or whatever. But like I don't know, I was using Ogat that whole tournament anyway, so it's like whatever. It's like if you're gonna use him against Yaya, you might as well use him against Matsune. I don't know.
I remember that same year. Was it? No, maybe it was. I forget which year it was again, but I just remember we were at Babona's house. He had the cab set up there and kind of set up that the dinner, which is great, by the way. And Koemon, Shogatsu, Matsune, Yumi.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was tight.
And so you were playing. So we were playing on the cabs. You were playing you, Sagat, and they were hella hyping you up. They're like, whoa, like giving you all these extra compliments and stuff, and you turn to the side, you're telling me, bro, they're just hyping me up so I don't play Sagat in tournament.
Oh yeah, they were hella doing that.
They were hella hyping you up.
They were hella doing that, yeah. Like, that was hella, I thought it was funny, yeah, that's right.
There's that famous photo of you like watching old Sagat, old Honda footage, and then Shogatsu taking a picture. Yeah, shit, I wish I had that photo.
That was funny.
Yeah. Those guys want to win just as bad as you want to win. They want to win to the point where they're like, yo, play your lesser strong character.
That's the thing, is like, even though I play Oga and they really hate that I do it, they still are going to be salty that, like, they do not want me to have the W. Like, they don't want you to have the wins. Like,
because they want to win.
Same pressure, like, oh, we gotta, like, we're Japan, we gotta win this. Like, they don't care if it's Ogat, they feel like they should win anyways. So yeah, they definitely. But no, I those are but that's what I love about competing the most, is the stuff people like do when they, like, their emotional, like, trying to win comes out. Those are all the most memorable moments to me.
Yeah, it's pretty sick because. Also, like, you ended up being the Ken killer, so I remember we were at Hey, me, you, Matsune, Yoshio, a couple other people, and I don't know, you must have taken like 10 straight on Matsune. Didn't you also do like kind of like an impromptu first to 10 at GSV against him, and he beat him? And I just remember everywhere we were going, you were the Shoto killer. There's only one Shoto that beat you. You know who that is?
Yeah, Pecco.
No.
Pecco too, but I don't want to talk about that. Well, I can talk about that.
I didn't even know that, but yeah, I remember there was one Shoto in particular.
Yeah, Kamoda.
Yeah, the only one on your old Sagat. Like, you were beating all the other Shotos with new Sagat, but there was one Shoto that made you even switch to old, and he was still out footseeing. I was just watching, like, bro, how are you punishing everything that the Sagat's got? Like,
and he walked up and split my little tiger.
Yeah, shit, like, so OD.
He was doing stuff like that. I'm like, yo, this guy's crazy.
But yeah, you were definitely on your stuff as the Ken killer, which is why, this video, I wanted to save it for last. So let me load this up. So this video, it's on you can find it on YouTube and stuff. But I ended up filming the OG. This was the end of, what was it, game 5 or game 4? You guys went 3-2?
3-2.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard angle for you guys to actually see what's going on, but it was just crazy. Like, that right there, that wake up throw, and then...
Yo, that was the craziest set of my life, probably. Like the way I played, and I might have never. No, I definitely played that good in Japan. No, it's hard to explain because there's so many different ways you can play. It's like a picture you paint or something. It's like the stuff I was going for. I would never consistently like think about like, oh, that's how I beat Ken. You know, like.
No, you were doing some crazy stuff. You were doing like low strong tiger knee to punish whiff DPs and stuff. Like,
well, not just that, but what's it called? I had this thing where like I'm gonna like. I think even before the tournament, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna weasel around his fireballs and like be like I had this crazy. Basically, I basically let him throw a bunch of fireballs at me, right? And I remember he had me cornered with fireballs, and like I neutral jumped one, and then like I blocked another one, and like I read like he was gonna do another one. I went for a tiger knee, and I hit him with like the tiger knee. Like I beat the start with a fireball.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
But like I went for that. Like in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna do this right now. Like. And it's like I would never do that. That's so silly. Like, who thinks about going for that for a win?
Yeah, no, the tiger knees were definitely coming through. Even against Afro, there was a set against Afro where you were doing tiger knee to beat his fireball. You were just going over DJ's fireball with tiger knee. I was like, what is this shit? Like, what level have you ascended to?
Oh, but that's the DJ thing.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
After the
sweep. Yeah.
Yeah. But what's it called? But it was just the fact that I was ready for the whole sequence. I'm like, no, I labbed this. I neutral jump the fireball, I block it, and then like, I gotta watch you gotta put the match back on so I can remember the exact, because I'm pretty sure it was the last match.
Well, I mean, I remember, so I can
So basically, the lore with Anakin is that I labbed him specifically the most, like going into the tournament, because I just felt like, all right, I'm probably gonna play him. And like I might play other people, but like I'm more experienced against him. I don't know anything about him, so like basically, I spent the whole plane trip just watching videos of like the matchup and like taking notes. And I was like stressed out. I was like, damn, I got nothing. Like I just felt like, damn, I don't know what to like actually lab or something. Like I didn't know what to actually come up with, you know. And then right before our match, not right before, but like a few hours or whatever before the tournament, Tomo watches me because like I'm there at the venue and I'm just watching matches of Sagat versus Ken in between like casuals or whatever. And the tournament might have already started. And Tomo comes up to me, he's like, what are you watching? Right? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I'm watching Sagat Ken to practice. He's like, oh, this video is old. Here, let me give you a 45-minute set of Yondaime versus Anakin.
Yo, he blessed you.
And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, this is it's in Japanese. It was in Japanese, so you can't like just find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because it's in Japanese. Like you would have to type Japanese to find it. And yeah, he linked me, and I'm like, I was watching the whole thing, and I'm like, okay, and I learned from it.
Just copy that.
Basically, like, I saw Anakin's actual playstyle. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, I understood, basically, from the way Yondaime handled playing him. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, but yeah, that was the blessing for sure. That Tomo just, no, I got you, bro. You don't need that here.
Yeah, get out of here with
that 2003 footage.
Get out of here with that AOL 2.0. Let me bless you with the real internet. But no, the crazy thing, like I remember at that tournament, we did a ton of casuals, and you were playing old Sagat against him in casuals.
Oh yeah, Anakin was destroying my old guy.
Terrible, right?
Trying to win. I wasn't like, throwing. I was like trying to win. I'm like, he threw me. Yeah, he just kept like throwing me.
Yeah, he was doing that thing where he would knock you down. He would do Tatsu and then do jab DP at a range where if you block it, you can't punish. If you do nothing, you'd end up throwing. And I remember after you played him a bunch, you're like, bro, you asked me like, yo, should I pick Sagat? I'm like, it's better so you don't get thrown, I guess. Like, but I was like, you know, you're not gonna have good tiger shots or anything. I was just like, I guess, because he was winning. Yeah, he was doing that like short Tatsu into jab DP or short Tatsu into nothing throw, like on your wake up. And that shit was killer, because if you can't tech a throw, you're in the same mix-up all over again, and Anakin guesses right all the time, somehow. And so, when you did go to Sagat in the tournament, I was just like, whoa, shit, like, what the hell's gonna happen? Because, yeah, in casuals, with old Sagat, he was making it look hella free.
Yeah.
And,
dude, that was the weirdest, that was the weirdest thing, where I played something like, I think my new Sagat is actually going to do better for whatever. I can't explain it either. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. It's like, what the
but like, I mean, as soon as I picked Engat, I'm like, wait, no, I can play this. It was so weird. It was, I don't know. It was, yeah, I can't. Like, it just made so much sense to me. Like, that's what I mean when I guess when I said I had two different mental modes when I play the characters.
Yeah.
Like, whatever mental mode that Engat puts me in is just, I need that to beat Anakin or to play against him for whatever reason. Like, I don't know. That gives me something to think about. I never really thought too hard about it after the fact, but that makes zero sense.
No, I think you're on it. I think you're onto something. There's a certain kind of mentality that you need to have versus a certain player, and because you play the same character, well, old and new. I mean, you play Sagat. But we already established you need two different mentalities. You end up playing the mentality that counters like the other player. Usually you just pick old Sagat because that should be the counter, but sometimes there's like a deeper meta and it's like, or there's like added layers. You're like, I have to be in this mindset to win, so new Sagat is going to be the one that allows me to do it. And that to me is, you know, how I feel you've had the success against, you know, a lot of the Ken players or Shotos in general or in Japan. You know, you're tapping into something that's deeper than just like what the matchup looks like on a sheet of paper. But also you're enjoying yourself and you also want to win and you're able to do it with new Sagat. Yeah, that's why, I don't know. It's just crazy that, like, it's not like Pekko, you know, is like, oh, I'm an old Ken player, but I can also play new Ken. Like, sometimes he will play new Ken, but I don't think it's, like, super great, right? Or you're not gonna have, like, Viper, you know, playing new Hawk, old Hawk. He's only gonna play new, and Yakitori's really only gonna play old. So you don't really have a lot of players that do both, you know, with the old and new counterpart. I guess you could say Shogatsu, but even like his new Honda isn't like super crazy optimal, but he busted it out. Like he busted it out on me at Defend the North for some reason.
That's because he's Shogatsu and he knows his game like the back of his hand.
Yeah.
I don't think he plays new Honda ever, probably.
Yeah, I mean, in Osaka they have those formats where you have to pick two characters. So sometimes he'll do that, and Honda, old Honda. But yeah, again, that's just, you know, you're the only one so far. I mean, I guess Damdai as well. Like you would do new Shoto, old Shoto, and he's tapping into something. For Afro, it's like he has not the same character, but he has DJ and Boxer, and he kind of does the same thing where it's like, wait, this match is better for Boxer. Why are you playing DJ? And, you know, he's kind of playing to the character with a certain mindset. So there's definitely something there. It's just interesting that it exists with Sagat. I mean, sometimes I fight you, and like when you're playing you Sagat, I'm thinking, shit, I can't throw loop him anymore because, like, you know, he gets often throws now. So it throws me off my game a little bit. Because now if I get a cross up and you block it, I'm like, all right, I need a frame trap with like low forward scissor kick instead of going for a throw. And then you end up blocking everything, and now I get nothing out of it. I'm like, shit, I should have just taken a throw and get at least a little bit of damage. So I don't know. I think there's something to be said about what you can do, you know, with the character, with the right mindset, you know.
Well, that's been the thing. It's like, because I've seen some. I mean, I've heard the stories of, you know, Ito and I've seen Sagats get wins, like N-Gods, like he can get wins. Like he's a solid character or whatever. It's just, I don't know. It's hard. Like you look at the numbers, and the numbers say do not play new Sagat. You know, like where it's not a winning, viable long-term strategy or something. You know, like it's not. It's interesting because I feel like my growth is gonna be with N-God personally as a player, but like O-God is the one who has real growth because he can actually get wins.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, like if someone, if you know the host of the greatest podcast to ever happen for fighting games asked you, Ultracombo, hey, do you consider yourself an old Sagat main or a new Sagat main? What would you say, hypothetically speaking, if, again, the greatest host of all time asked you that?
That's too hard. That's too much pressure. I have to say nah, here's the thing.
Obviously, with tournament wins or whatever, with wins, old Sagat, right? But like in your heart, like which character, you know, if you're a Shinzui player, right?
Right.
Like who are you?
But that's the thing is like, I feel like Sagat is kind of, well, he's cheap, but he's a misunderstood character because it's like, there's both modes that exist in the game. There's people who play for the fun and the challenge, and there's people who are like, nah, let's get the dubs. And like, they're both important to competition, like both aspects, you know? So like, I feel like, you know, in terms of me growing, it's like, I'm gonna grow with Sagat because I'm gonna like, I'm gonna get more wins with him, and like I'm gonna learn how to beat people with him, like that ultimately, right? So, like when push comes to shove, right? Like that's kind of the thing. So it's like I can't really just dismiss it and be like, oh, you know, but I just do it because I have to, you know, because like it's weird to me because it's like dismissing all the top tiers in the game pretty much, and like it's hard for me to do, like. Because I feel like a lot of people are kind of like that. It's like, yeah, Claw won, but we knew that was gonna happen, you know. Like,
yeah, I mean, whatever, yeah, right? we just saw the grand finals, right, of X-Rare and Chun versus Claw, which is, you know, I wish we could have avoided it, but at the same time, in the moment, they were the better players, or they clutched it out. I mean, Noguchi and Oppenheimer, they really like supported each other with a lot of the big wins. So, you know, that was good, and obviously Seiyo and Hide, you know, also really strong themselves. You know, unfortunate the Bipsons couldn't win, and that the Kens, unfortunately, you know, had like this random error that allowed Noguchi to win the set. But I mean, yeah, that's the nature of the game. Like even those Kakurugo, when they do the same character team tournaments, it's usually Claw versus Chun finals. It's just that's how it goes. You know, we need a bigger army to stop that.
Right, so that's why I feel like Sagat is kind of misunderstood. It's like, well, if I'm gonna ever be someone who changes that, you know, that expected Claw Chun finals, if I'm gonna be the reason for it, I'm gonna have to use Sagat, like, because that's the truth. I mean, I hate it, but it's the truth. Like, I'm not gonna, just because Ito can beat Mao or go even with Mao Claw with N-God doesn't mean, you know, like, get some miracle win the tournament or something. So, I mean, obviously in my heart it's N-God, but like, it's hard to say because it's N-God. It's N-God, definitely. I definitely feel like more of an N-God player. And I've played him over the years. Like, I've always played him, which is, I don't think people know that. I literally played him since the beginning. Like on DGPO.
Yeah, but it's crazy.
He just sucks, dude. And like, he's so fun though. Like, I like playing him. Like, he's solid, but like man, I can't even beat Guile, bro. Like, can't even.
Guile wins with like one button. These ones are.
You can't even fight Guile. Like, damn, bro. He's not even upper tier. Like, it's tough. Yeah. Can't even so. You know, I want to believe. I mean, I definitely will. My N-God will always level up, no doubt.
Yeah, but there's definitely still room to improve.
Definitely.
Yeah. or new Sagat. I mean, it'll only really truly reach its highest level if you drop old Sagat permanently, right? Because then you're forced to.
Nah, I don't think so. But, I don't think so. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Maybe you're right, and it's like that's too hard though. Like, basically, to mentally give up on Ogat, I had to put all my pressure on myself to have the same success with Engat, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean that's tough because then it's like you're sacrificing, you know, easier wins basically for the sake of being able to express yourself. But yeah, then at the same time you got to deal with the pressures of losing, and if that's not something you're able to balance out, then yeah, you gotta bust out.
Because then you lose, and it's like, well, I was winning with Ogat, so why am I sitting myself backwards? You know, like if I'm gonna play Engat, I should win. You know, if I'm not gonna win, then don't play him. It sounds like a cop out because it's like, are you just gonna switch to Ogat if you're losing? And it's like, it kind of is, but like to really just be like, nah, like think about it. What if I run into a Dawson? What am I gonna do? Be like, nah, I'm an Engat. I gave up. Oh no, Ogat.
I think on paper that's the worst matchup in the game.
Right. So what am I supposed to do? Just take the L, like, you know, possibly like just run into the wall. So it's like, well, I don't agree with putting myself in the wall. You know, like I should try my hardest to win. If this person, you know, if I can win with Engat, that's cool. And I don't think people are too like if I don't play Ogat, what's gonna happen is a Claw or Chun or Boxer is gonna win instead. So it's like I don't think being the lame Ogat winner is that bad either.
You're the lesser of all the other evils in the game.
Well, lesser or not, it's like it doesn't matter because they're all cheap. So it's like, so you'd be like, Claw wins. Oh, of course the Claw wins. Sagat wins. People are gonna be like, oh, of course Sagat, cheap Tiger Shots, blah blah wins. And it's be like, well, yeah, but that's what happens. Like someone has to do it, right? So, like, the only thing I do feel bad about is making the game look bad. I definitely, that's the one thing I do feel guilty about playing Ogat is like, as spectator, like,
I mean, yes and no. Like, if the matchup is a lopsided matchup, or old Sagat wins overwhelmingly, then it's boring, or like it's kind of like there's no point in trying to root for the other player.
But let's just say the matchup is even, right? Or not
like decent.
But like, right? But like, I'm not playing the best player in the world or something, right? So like, I'm gonna win, but like, it's gonna look lame. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. Like, if you're fighting like, I don't know, a really strong Boxer or Chun, because then it's a matter of I have to play excellent to win. And that's fun to watch. Like, I like trying to watch, you know, someone try to play a perfectionist game. Like when, you know, Afro was trying to play like a perfect DJ game, like Kara slide fireball every single time, or Damned Eye, like I'm never gonna miss a safe jump, or you like, you know, I'm gonna try to set the best positions for Tiger Shots. I like watching that kind of stuff because you're aiming for something that's just like not only against the opponent. Again, it's like you're challenging your own self to, you know, to stay disciplined. So as a spectator, I like that. Even if it looks, oh yeah, I'm just chucking Tiger Shots. You're not throwing any unsafe Tiger Shots, right? Like you're trying to play it like a perfectionist, because otherwise you're gonna lose those matchups like Chun or Boxer.
Right.
So you kind of have to. Whereas Boxer's just gonna go ham, and Chun is just gonna build meter. Like, you know, their control. Their control level is gonna be a bit different. But
I don't want to have a cynical take on the game, but like I'm playing a top tier. So it's kind of like contradictory. Like if you're playing a top tier, you're kind of a cynic by default, right? Like if you're playing Claw and you're cheesing people, you might be having fun, but you're also kind of like, I don't want to say you're reducing the game, but in a way you kind of are. Like,
yeah.
Oh God, is the same thing, and it's like I don't. But again, it's like, why not just win? Why not me? Like that's my thinking. It's like I think that's probably how Yondaime feels. Like, if I can just pick Ogat and win, like, I might as well win if it's going to be some other cheap character. Like, who cares if people don't like Ogat?
Well, he's
a cheat code or whatever.
Well, Yondaime had the best excuse to switch because he was in an arcade that had the two top claws in the world, plus Fudichan plus Superstar. He better switch to old Sagat. But anyhow,
right? But that's my point.
Yeah, like he gets to buy. He gets to buy because like there's only so much you can really do with new Sagat when you're fighting that caliber, you know.
Right, like if there was a strong version of any like any character, like if there was some top tier Blanca that was cheap, and you had to put an old code to pick them, I'd be like, screw it, pick them. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just like if there's a way for you to win, that's your gateway. Then I don't know, take it. Like,
yeah, I mean
that's my take.
For me, I might. It's alright. Like we're talking about this topic for a while, but I might like talk smack about all Dhalsim cheap this and that. But like I don't really care. At the end of the day, it's whatever. Right. Like I get it, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. If you can be cheap with Dhalsim, do it, and so we can complain about it. Like just do it. Like you know what I mean. Be the cheap. Just be the cheap winner. Like
I mean, just do what it takes to win, basically. Because if I want to win more than you, then I have to try harder. Like,
because somebody else is gonna do it.
Yeah.
And that's my point, and that's kind of why I'm conflicted, because, like, on one hand, like, the idea of Sagat isn't as cool as new Sagat. Like, as a player, like, oh, you just play Sagat? Like, that's what you're trying to do as a fighting game player? It's like, no, but, like, I know in reality, like, if people were really competing for the wins and people were playing the good characters, and, like, it would boil down to me playing Sagat. Like, that kind of would be the thing. So it's kind of hard I don't want to like disown him. Like disown my Sagat usage.
Like releasing a Pokemon.
Yeah. I feel like there's validity to using Sagat and other cheap characters. Because you're going to run into us anyways. Like if you play a cheap character, you're going to have to deal with me. We're going to have to run into Claws. Like it's going to happen. So basically, if people can play Chun, you can play anyone, bro.
Yeah. Like, all right. I think that's definitely a good way to close out that topic. Someone's gonna do it, and so like you just have to, you know, if you want to win.
If you don't want to, that's fine. But like, if you don't feel bad about it, I guess just do it. Like, just if you want to win with Sagat, do it for whoever, you know, Blanc.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, so check it out. So check it out. So. I'm not sure if you know this, but we're over 2 hours in this already. I'm going to start wrapping up. I think we went over like most of the main topics, but I did let Marcus know that we were recording because it's daytime there. By the way, guys, it's like super late at night here. That's why I probably sound a bit ugh. But no, we're chilling. Marcus had a question. Shout out to Marcus, first guest of Super Lore Boys, so he takes part in a lot of these in some way, shape, or form, and of course, with the music and everything. So he asked, it's a bit of a loaded question. If you could do a Komo no Michi at Versus, what would be your top 5 choices for opponents?
5 players?
Yeah, let's go. I don't know, maybe he's trying to Don King something.
Well, immediately my first pick is gonna be Yaya.
Oh yeah, you gotta get the run back, yeah.
Well, no, not the run back. It's because when I played him, like, I hadn't gone to Japan yet when we played at 2019 at a Spring Series. We hadn't gone yet, right? So, like, when I played him, I felt like I played Street Fighter for the first time, like, in our tournament set. Because he did this thing to me. It was Sagat versus Enga, remember?
Yeah.
He had me cornered in the fire, like he had me cornered with fireballs, right? And like he walked just like, wasn't even outside of my sweep range. He was like just outside of sweep range, and like he threw this tiger shot at me in the corner, and I was like, yo, this is so much pressure with Ngat. Like it showed to me like an iceberg of deepness, like that I never witnessed before in terms of like mind games and like downloading people and stuff, like game sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying exactly.
Yeah, I was like, bro, it was like someone he just threw me in the ocean. Like I was just like, bro, what is all this? Like I was like, he just showed me Atlantis, you know what I mean? And I'm like, what the you know what I mean? Like I was like,
this shit was here the whole time
with just a tiger shot, with just cornering me, and like it was just a footsie, but like just mentally, like I was just like, bro, what this guy is doing, I did not know like you could play this good. Like, so I definitely want to play him more. if I could, even if it's just a mirror match. And people, Sagat players apparently don't like mirror matches in Japan or something. I'll play Ngot mirror. I don't care. I would just want to learn. A lot of people feel like you can't learn from the mirror or something, but like I think I can with Sagat you can.
Yeah, I think like Shoto matches or like Ryu, Ken, you can. But all right, that's one opponent.
Yeah.
That's one opponent.
I guess should I pick Yon Daime? I don't know. Like I like playing Yon Daime, but we're just gonna play Oga mirrors, so I might pick them. Let me think of other names first.
I mean, it's gonna be at GameStop
Anakin,
versus
obviously.
I mean, you're naming a lot of players that are not really from Tokyo. Well, I guess Yaya.
Oh, I have to pick Tokyo players. Yaya is Tokyo, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, not that you necessarily need GameSpot.
Bro, are you picking this? Is this like? Am I picking a legitimate list or just like a dream team? Like, what is this? What is this question?
I mean, I'm just saying, right? Like,
am I picking? Actually, am I trying to pick realistic names?
Because I don't know if GameSpot versus would want to host like Yon Daime versus you. It's like that should happen. That should happen in like Space Shuttle, right? That's what I'm saying. But like, I get where you're coming from, but I think like. Anyway. Okay,
I gotta think of Tokyo players. Okay.
I would want to watch you versus Marcus, new Sagat Ken. I think that should be dope.
Yeah, I'll first attend him. Yeah, or whatever. I'll play. Yeah, okay. He'll be on the list. So yeah, him, Yaya, that counts. Is AFO from there? He goes there all the time, right?
I mean, he goes more to big one, but yeah, like same thing. Yeah, I think AFO would be good.
AFO. Okay. I'm just gonna name everyone I played in Japan. So biased,
bro.
Not everyone, but I'm gonna name like the board. I'm gonna pick like AFO, Hakase, and like thinking of there's one more name I'm missing.
You don't want your run back on Kawamata?
Yeah, I'll do Kawamata. See, like there's so many names I can't remember them all.
All right. I mean, I think. Well, you said the first name is obviously like the most important one. So like fighting Yaya would mean the most to you.
AFO, because I actually like Ngot Blanca.
Oh, I feel like you would want to fight Shogatsu again. New Sagat, old Honda. That shit was dope when you and Kote were playing them.
Yeah. Okay, Shogatsu definitely.
Sorry, yeah, we're just literally naming anybody, but I mean, like,
those are good picks. Like, those are like, there's a lot of players who I'm thinking of who I'm not gonna pick, like a lot of Ryus and stuff, because it's, you know, I would only want one Ryu, just Kawamata, yeah.
And if we were calling people outside of Tokyo, sorry, I'm literally doing all of your thinking for you. You can thank me later, but the run back with the Fujimon, but you playing old Sagat, TJ.
Nah.
Because remember we saw Yon Daime like made that shit look hella bad for DJ somehow.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to.
And then you already mentioned TMF. You'd want to fight TMF because of the anime thing. Like,
we're definitely at like 10 people at this point.
Yeah. All right. Well. Yeah, Marcus.
There's too many to list.
There goes your answer, Marcus. I guess.
Shogatsu, honestly.
I mentioned that already.
But that would probably be like my top realistic pick.
Yeah, I think new Sagat, old Honda is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna call back to something we opened up this podcast.
Oh, the fun fact.
Yeah, you thought I was gonna forget. Give me the fun fact.
Bro, I feel like I had fun facts, and then they've slipped away from me recently.
Or just something that, you know, everyday person doesn't know about you. That happens to be fun.
That happens to be fun?
Yeah, it happens to be fun. I don't know, bro, you don't know any fun facts? They're about you.
No, dude, I don't know. It's such a weird question. What's your fun fact?
I'm not a guest on the show, so I don't need to answer that question.
That's funny.
But I mean, I guess when I started ST, I started as a Honda player.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah, it's a little bit fun, little funny.
See, but now I want it to be good. Like,
we spent the whole 10 minutes just trying to get your fun fact. Like,
bro, it's been like 2 minutes. What do you mean? Fun fact: I know what a kilogram is. That's a fact.
Oh my god! All right, whatever. Anyway, all right. Wrapping it up. A few more questions. What's the future of ST look like to you? What's your opinion?
Depends on where I guess. I mean, I'm not worried about it because I'm around. So.
Oh, you're gonna be the Exodus of Super Turbo.
There's always gonna be someone to play because you got me. So I'm not worried about it dying. Like I guess I have been a little like worried because there's no tournaments and like ST 5K it's cool, but ST doesn't thrive on 5K because it's tough online. So like I feel like it'll be okay in the long run.
Yeah. Because
I'll never stop playing, right? So it'll never die, but like in this era I have been feeling like a little like damn, like fighting games as a whole, I don't know. Like it's all online and like technically it's still there, but I think ST needs, real events. And like if we had that, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be good. I think actually, I don't know. Who knows how long people play ST? I'm hoping that forever, right? But if you're asking about the future, I do think people will play like 50 years from now or something, which sounds crazy, but I don't know to what capacity.
I mean, it depends on what the world climate looks like. I'm not talking about climate change, I just mean like the climate of the world. But
right.
Yeah, I mean if things are like still like normal, I guess.
We're a little scattered in the US. We're kind of like, and that's why I feel like tournaments are important because they give us that cohesiveness where it's like, oh, these guys showed up, these guys are like, it gets a spotlight, so
yeah.
So people know what's up. Oh, this guy's going to tournaments, oh, that's who, like, who's out there. So without it, people could be leveling up. Someone could be like super good right now, but they just haven't had their moment to shine, And like, I'm grateful that I had a lot of tournaments to compete with, like back in the Karopi days, the American TO GOAT. Matsuda is the Japanese GOAT. Karopi, yeah, shout outs. He's the GOAT of TOing. But yeah, here's a fun fact. I've TO'd before. Is that it?
No, yeah, that's a fun fact. I don't think a lot of people know that. Yeah, that's right.
I've TO'd multiple tournaments, like multiple NCRs and stuff. So yeah, that's a fun fact.
Yeah, thanks.
And another fun fact on top of that is that I learned that from GGPO too, because I would run GGPO tournaments.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I knew you did NCR because I got to participate, but
I would just do it randomly. Like, I remember asking like DJ Frijoles, like, "Hey, should I run a GGPO tournament?" He was like, "Yeah, do that shit." I'm like, "Okay, fine, I'm gonna do it." And I would just be like, "All right, I'm making a challenge bracket," and then you just type in caps lock in the chat with stars, blah 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 versus it's like the GGPO days. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. What were we talking about before?
Just the future of ST, basically.
Oh yeah, so we're scattered here, so it's hard to see where we're at. It's like, I mean, there are a few players who I think might be pretty good, and like they had a chance to compete, they could show out. But like, it's just been 5K. But like in Japan, I'm pretty optimistic because of their whole culture, they don't quit on stuff. So I feel like they'll play ST for as long as they can have arcade cabs until they throw them out or they malfunction or something, you know?
Right. As long as they have the equipment, they'll keep playing. I mean, who knows? Maybe maybe it gets to that point, everyone actually just ends up getting a mixture because it's the same shit anyway. I mean, worst case scenario.
Maybe like super long down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
how about your favorite player of all time in each of the 3 major regions? So North America, Euro, Japan.
All right. Well, Japan. I mean, he's gonna be Yaya. Like, has to be. I mean, I love Yon Daimei. He's great. I mean, but it has to be Yaya because he has more like enigma to him, like inexplicableness to his gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, he's a purist as well. Like he did it all with just new Sagat. So
yeah, and he had all these legendary wins with Ngot. So yeah, no doubt. That's my favorite. For North America, it has to be John Choi for the Ogat.
Yeah.
I mean, Valle was a great Ogat too, but Choi has, more footage, more data for me. I feel like he did a little more. So I'm gonna have to give the edge to Choi. And then Europe.
That's a tough one because I actually like a lot of the Euro guys.
Yeah.
They're all mad dope, so.
My favorite European player? Bro, this is gonna sound crazy. But I have to. It has to be Spinal Blood.
Oh, shit, let's go. Give him props to the bloody Spinal. I love it.
I have to, because he's Sagat. Like,
that's so dope.
I can't not pick Sagat, so.
Yeah.
Like, if I had to pick, that's a dude from Europe. No, sorry, I was gonna pick Zagi, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, I've seen Zagi play. I know he's great. Like, I played him. I know he's a great player. He's world class for sure. But I gotta pick the Sagat. I gotta go with Spinal.
Bro, that's the dopest. Honestly, that's one of the dopest things I ever heard you say. Like, I'm so shocked by it because.
How could I not go with Spinal Blood? Spinal Blood.
There's always been I remember for as long as Netplay's been a thing, you've always been compared to Spinal Blood because Spinal Blood outdates all of us. Like, he's one of the most old school people. Like, when I first got on Netplay, he was already on there and he was mad good. And so, there's always this whole Ultracombo, but Spinal Blood is better and I don't know. I felt like when you were on the come up, you had something to prove because you're like, I need to prove I'm better than him. But
yeah, definitely.
But you still giving him the props and respecting.
That's cool. At the end of the day,
I think that's sick. I don't know. I like that.
It's not him. It's just people are gonna defend their region. So Europeans are gonna pick their guy. That's fine. I'm not. There's nothing wrong with that.
He's a hell of a player. He's
he's good.
Yeah. So I like that. That's I hope a lot of the Euro guys get to hear this and appreciate that as well. That's a cool fun fact right there. That he's like the European player that I guess you look up to, your favorite player. That's pretty sick. But is there anything maybe we didn't get to go over that you might remember now? And honestly, the way that these go, I'm gonna be all right, y'all. Peace out. See you on the next one. And then you and I are probably gonna chat for a few minutes after this. Be hell yeah, good episode. And you can be, oh man, I forgot to talk about this, and that. So if there's one additional thing, that you wanted to just go over, what you got?
One additional thing.
If you got it, I don't know. Maybe you don't.
I got too many things I want to say, bro. There's just too much to talk about. So, picking one.
I don't know. Inspire the ST community around the world. Use this time to
inspire people. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That narrows it down.
All right. Well, I thought it was story time, but if I'm giving a goodbye, I guess. My advice, I guess, would be for people who like the game if you want to make it grow, obviously there's the stuff of like, you know, spread the love, you know, try and play people, encourage growth, teach them, blah, blah, blah. But like, if you yourself are trying to like get better to make the game better, you know, you should just listen to me. Is like, that would be my advice to people.
Yo, shout out to Ultracombo.
Basically, like, I guess with fighting games, the thing that makes them so amazing is that they have that crossing of like chaos and knowledge, where it's like you can learn what's smart, what makes sense, but like it's always random because someone can always break it. Could do the rock paper scissors. They could always they could always rock your scissors or whatever, right? So like, because there's always that kind of thing, there's this kind of like inexplicableness to it, right? And it kind of like, it's why fighting games are so amazing and unique, in my opinion, like compared to all other competitive anything really. Like, I don't feel like there's anything like that experience of like, you're just playing rock, paper, scissors constantly, like 60 frames per second, you know, like that whole, but you're still like there's still knowledge, like, oh, this is safe here, and this is, you know, like all this, you know, basically with all that, what makes ST so great is it's like it goes straight to the point, you know, like it's like it goes straight to the heart of that matter of like the mind games versus the knowledge, you know, the like what's probable of like, oh, this fireball is, you know, safe, you know, if you jump here, it's the odds of you guessing right or blah blah blah, and you know, like there's the probabilities, and then there's just the idea that you can just break it. And so because of that, I feel like with ST, when I watch people play, Americans, they'll do like really like high level stuff. Like, oh, that's like footsies. Like, all right, that's the, like, you know, it's like you said, it's a scramble, right? The game.
Yeah, the game is all scramble basically.
And like, I'll see the scramble, like that's a good scramble, right? Like that's a good, okay, you're playing footsies. But then I'll also see like a lot of unnecessary, like bad stuff, you know, that you don't need to be doing. And it's like, if you just listen to me, basically, like with the way this game is, you can kind of like sense, the game sense is a thing. And that's, I guess, what Yaya showed me. Like, if I can watch you play and I can sense what you need to be doing, you should just listen to me. That would be my advice. It's like, basically my advice is to ask me for advice and then listen to me. If you want to level up in SC, that's pretty much what I have to say. Like,
shout out to Vegeta.
Like, it's, I know I sound overconfident, but like I know, like, I don't know if it's like just from watching a match, like you just have that outer perspective, but like when you watch someone play, you know what they could be doing. Like, I know you could be like, just do that, and like it will literally turn the tides of the whole thing. Like, for all you know, if you just did this one thing I said, this whole flowchart of crap that you're getting into that's causing you to lose won't happen against this person, and you'll end up winning or something. Like I can see that. So like, just listen to me is what I have to say, and think about that when you play, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, there's a wisdom that you get from experience, and you're able to like easily identify those in other players. But yeah, that just means you need your own sideshow of muck on the mic.
But the thing is, that's the thing is like, that's why I mentioned the whole paradox of the fact that the game is, you know, random, or like any fighting game is random, like it's a rock paper scissors, right? Versus knowledge is that to be in the scramble, you have to be aware of the chaos of the game, right? But like too many people, I feel like they're into the chaos too much. They're like, oh, I'm playing this guy, I have him downloaded, so I'm gonna jump in on him because I have the read on him, right? And it's like, I'm telling you that maybe you shouldn't, because it's like,
you got to find the healthy balance between the chaos and
you need the fundamentals first. Like, the game is at the highest level, the game is wild and more chaotic, right? it's like you said, it's like you can watch top players and you'd be like, what the hell am I watching, right? It's like, what is this, right?
Yeah, like the ending of the Noguchi Monson match just looks like, what the hell? Yeah.
Right, but you should work your way up to that. Yeah, that was crazy. Like, you should like start from a fundamental base. You should be like, all right, before we get to the silliness, you're gonna have to like prove that you can, you know, punish my jump ins, prove that, you know, you can't, you know not to jump in by, you know, anti-airing, like stuff like that. Like, play me properly before you beat me, before you do all the cool footsies and stuff, you know, or the cool mix-ups, you know, go for it. And it's weird, I don't like to recommend characters to people, like, what character should I play? Because it's like, everyone's gonna play, like, I don't want to give a bias, like, oh, you should play this character and not this one, because, like, there's a reason to play every character, but I don't know, like, maybe if, you know, you're not growing by being a Bammy Chun, maybe you should play someone else if, like, you don't want to be fundamental, you know? Like, maybe play a character that forces you to be that way. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like when I watch a lot of players, they just have easy correctable mistakes. And it's like, we could all be leveling up and making the game look better. And that's what I want to see, basically. I want to see us all... Like, ST, we don't have a lot of players, so I feel like since there's not too many of us, we should all, like, you know, have something to show for ourselves and be like, all right, we know what we're doing here. Like, if you're trying to come in here and beat us, you got to, like, you know, you got to really step up. Like, you got to go up against decades of experience. So, you know, well, and if you're new to the game, then you're I'd say you're pretty much set, because you have infinite videos to watch and stuff. Like, it's just, you're pretty much good to go. Yeah. So I would say just play ST and try to win when you play, and listen to the set.
Hey man, you're the future of ST, so, you know, just keep entering stuff and, you know, pushing people.
I promise you, just ask me, like, be like, said, what could I do? Here's a match. I'll watch it, or I'll watch you play. I could literally just pinpoint it, like, be like, yeah, you need to stop doing that, and then you work on it, right? But I don't know. I feel like more people should be asking for help, maybe, because some people have that gift of, like, being able to explain the game, you know, like, figure out what's happening when they watch.
Yeah, we got.
I think I can do that. So
nice guy Seb out here.
So you guys should, because I feel like I'm invested in it. Like, if I make you better, then the game looks better. Then it creates more hype. Then people are like, oh, if there's like some new player who became sick with all Honda because of me or something randomly, or I don't care, any character, that would be hype. They'd be like, all right, yeah, like, I'm glad, you know, I'm glad that people are getting good enough to beat me, basically. Like, if you can get good enough to beat me, that's hype. That's basically my point, which is not the American mentality of like, oh, I gotta hide my tech. I don't know if people still have that mentality. I literally will never hide tech, like, I promise you. I used to have that mentality. I don't care. Like, if you ask me, I'll explain it. Like, just, you know, just ask me, though, like, because it's so easy. Like, you could be so much better just with 5 minutes talking to Seb. Just being like, oh, like, you could be so much better. That's just my take, though. But yeah, I maybe I'm like simplifying it and making the game seem easier than it is because I'm, you know, the talent or whatever. But I've had so many experiences where, like, people ask me for help. I'm like, I point the specific thing they're doing and then they win. Like, it's like, you're losing because of that, and just don't do it. And I'll sit next to them and be like, don't do it. And then they'll just not do it, and then they'll win. And I'll be like, thank you. Like,
I'm expecting more people on the server after this episode goes live to be DMing you or just pinging you straight up and asking you questions. But yeah, I mean, I think that's respectable because you're not out there for yourself. Of course, you want to win, but you're also like, how do I grow the scene? And, you know, that's something that
I want the hype. I want people who are like, I love the thrill of playing someone who's like trying to beat me, and they're not going to give up they're not gonna give me the win. Like as a Sagat player, I feel a lot of disappointment because, I mean, as a Sagat player, you're gonna make people jump in on you, but a lot of people jump in on me, like in crunch time and stuff. I'm like, bro, like I get that you gotta go for the mix-up, but like, if I know that as soon as it gets close, you're always gonna eventually jump to beat me, like you're gonna rely on the win to get the win. I mean, rely on the jump in to get the win over me in the end.
7-11 strats.
Because there are a lot of players like that. And I get that I'm a good player and I'm making it hard for them and stuff, but like there are a lot of people who I'm like, I know at the end of the day, your ace in the hole over me is the jump in your mind, right? Oh, I'm gonna jump in when I need to beat them, and they do it, and I'm like, I'm ready, like I'm waiting, because like, so I guess like mental discipline is super important, and like I guess you need to listen to Seb, be like, don't do it over and over again, but like you really gotta tell yourself, like when I tell you something, you gotta believe it, is what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I think you could definitely start like a series where you're just like watching
yeah,
videos. And
I thought about it, definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely thought about it. Because I do think I have a lot of like, I have this thing where like, when I play in a match, I don't remember the match at all. But like, I can take mental notes, like I won't, like, if it's important, I'll remember it, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I'll remember the specific match. So like, it's a game sense thing. Like when I watch a match, I can just sense what's going on, basically. Like, it's hard to like say that because like in fighting games you can't see it, and that's why they look like so random. Like you see the scramble or whatever. Like it seems like chaotic, right? Because of all the mind games going on. Like they're actually thinking about a lot of crap, right? Like there's a lot of information being stacked on top of it to cause Matsune to like walk into, you know, Noguchi after empty jumping him, no flip kick comes out, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, so many happenstances in that one scenario. It was just like
so much data there that caused that to happen, like data and the pressure of like them to like, oh, we know so much, and like, you know, like it just causes that. So yeah, you guys gotta
just listen to Seb. That's the bottom line. Alright, well,
I wish more people would. I've had I think a few people do it, like ask me for tips, and yeah.
Well, either way,
fight because I'm just getting mad.
Yeah, I mean, I see you sometimes rage, but anyhow, I just have one more question, and that's all. Who should be our next guest? Pick anybody.
Wait, is this like a trick question?
No, I mean, who would you want? I asked everybody this. Who do you want on the show? It could be anybody. Just guess, or no, I'm not saying guess who. I mean, just suggest someone. Doesn't mean that they will or will not be on the show. Just, it's a question I always end with.
Oh, that's hard. Like, obviously, like the translation stuff with the Japanese has made it tricky to get an interview with them.
Yeah, hashtag ban Mel. But yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to pick a Japanese player because I think it'll be hard to communicate with them. With it, like, because they not only have to be able to translate, they also have the lore on them. You know, they gotta have the lore on them. So like, if we were putting translation issues aside, or we were able to figure it out, I would pick Shogatsu.
Yeah, like, easy, bro.
Yeah.
He's day one, boys. Yeah.
Yeah, that's given. Like Shogatsu, like lore boys or not, I just wish I could just talk to him about everything he knows. So, but translation issues aside, so someone not, I don't know, but there's been a few. Who hasn't even got one yet? You know, Afro Legends. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Afro Legends. That's my pick.
Yeah, I need to ask him about the train situation.
I want Afro Legends on the dib. That would be hype. There's my pick.
All right. Well, it's been real. We're clocked in at nearly 3 hours, by the way. But time flies, honestly. Like, like when we're doing these. It's crazy, but we watched a bunch of videos, went through a lot of photos, and you finally gave us your fun fact. Plenty of lore. You know, appreciate you as always. You know, you've been my sparring partner for the last few years, and you know, we went to a lot of events, and now we're kind of like on the more behind the scenes, you know, which is fun, and you know, hopefully it'll amount to us helping grow the scene a bit more, and then go to Japan and hopefully kick some ass. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thanks again for coming through. You know, this won't be the last time you're on the show. At some point, I'm gonna have to do run backs with everybody because there's always gonna be some stories that I forgot.
I feel like everyone should get a run. Well, not everyone, but if someone is still around, you know, a few years down the line, definitely give them the run back.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, yeah, because of you, we're finally able to close out season 2, a whole 8 episodes. You know, it took a really long time, so I do have to do like some shout outs. Of course, shout outs to, you know, all the guests that we had, starting with James Chen. And this was like over a year ago, right? We had like Jimmy Bones, Soundscope Boss, Bob Sagat, who else? We got a bunch of people on here. So shout outs to all of them, you know, for taking their time, telling me their history and lore and all that. Shout out to Marcus, as always, you know, not just like because I get to use his music DMCA free, but you know, he's definitely super involved in this whole project. You know, there's a lot more that we want to do. You know, it's just a matter of like time and resources. Of course, shout out to Azroix for the graphics and stuff. Season 3 is gonna look completely different. You know, we have a lot of interesting guests lined up, and I'm hoping that I can crank these out a lot more quickly for everyone to enjoy. But yeah, I'm super excited, and I hope that you guys will be too. And hopefully we won't have to wait too long between the end of this season and start of the next. But yeah, it was great again to have you, Seb, you know, my West Coast brother, you know, on the podcast, and I'm sure we'll chat again, or we'll probably end up playing again soon anyway. So, you know, yeah, I'll catch you in a little bit. Hey, everyone, you guys, take care, and see you soon. Peace out.
Peace.